crickets?
I mean, that is a surprise, just not a good one.
Crickets. Yeah, I don't like cricket surprise.
Well,
Is that like a chocolate
it's
frog?
like you're eating a hot dog and you're like, wow, this is a hot dog, and then you bite into it, and then there's a fucking thorax in there.
And that's how we start today.
Yeah, dude.
Welcome back.
Doing some
Bugs,
Mafia.
it's what's for dinner, dude.
Everything's gonna be bugs soon enough.
Yeah.
Dinner,
I'm waiting
lunch,
until
breakfast.
they come out with the Kraft brand crickets. Like Kraft singles, like single cheese
Do you
slices.
think there's gonna be like
Ooh,
organic?
what are they gonna
crickets?
make? What kind of? Are they making them out of mealworms or something?
Well,
Can we
there'll be
get free
crickets in a little plastic, like a
Like they'll
vacuum
be
sealed
they'll be sealed in
square.
Okay.
No, just a cricket in a square
Kraft
plastic.
single cricket.
Yeah, Kraft
Did
single
you see,
cricket.
Did you see in Germany some guy? Okay, first of all, German people are out of their mind. But some artist set up this thing where a
he was
fly.
eating shit.
No. There was a bunch of flies on one side, like it was a whole colony, like a
And
self-sustaining.
the flies were
colony
trying
of
to eat
flies.
shit, but German people
No.
were like trying to bully them away from the shit so they could eat
Hey,
it.
that's our shit.
No. So this guy, what it did was the flies would fly across. It was like a big flat, like plastic box that would hang on an entire wall in a museum, right?
Okay.
Right.
And the flies would fly over to the other side of the box, like over this barrier up to the top and to the other side of the box, and then they'd be electrocuted. And then it was a display of all these electrocuted flies, like.
Oh, so it's animal cruelty as an art display.
So then PETA got involved and
Right.
stepped in, and they said that the Supreme Court of Germany ruled that you can't just harm animals for your stupid art exhibit. Like you couldn't kill these flies.
Yeah, I'm normally not a proponent of PETA, but it sounds like they have the right idea.
Yeah,
now.
usually they've got their head up their ass. But I think this time they were actually right.
Yeah, well, they stopped that German guy's cool art project, dude.
I mean, it wasn't that cool. It sounds like the flies are doing most of the work.
Yeah.
But that was the art of it, man. It was like, look at
Dying?
Yeah, look at these stupid flies. I think it was called like 1,000,000 faces of stupid flies.
Really?
It's something like that, like the stupidity
It doesn't
of
even
flies.
stupid
Was he an
Right.
artist, or you just hate flies?
I don't know. I mean,
Is it like
I'm not
Werner
a huge
Herzog and
fan
chickens?
of them. I'm not
Yeah.
a huge fan of flies.
You've seen that video of Werner Herzog
Yes.
talking about chickens,
Yeah.
right?
The chickens, you
You
stand
see
to
the
the
eyes and you see the enormity of their flat brains.
the depths of the stupidity.
You think chickens ever think that way about Werner Herzog?
Maybe, dude. There's a rivalry for the fucking ages.
I don't know. I think chickens, generally are dumb animals.
I mean, turkeys are still the ones that will drown because, like, in
They
the
don't-
rain because they
Yeah,
let
they'll
their
just
heads
have their head
Can't remember
up
putting
and
it
their
down.
mouth open, just drowning in the rainwater.
They're mouth breathers, dude.
They are.
Literally,
They are, but
nature's
like,
mouth breathers.
At least a mouth-breathing human will put their head down. In the
Well, not always.
Yeah, I've seen.
I have yet to hear about a person who drowned just from drinking the rainwater or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's because most people live under roofs now.
That's true.
Yeah, I bet that used to happen.
You think so?
Definitely.
Hey,
Right,
afternoon,
afternoon,
tune. What's up, dude?
Here we go again.
Do you think we're gonna have like free-range bug food soon? You know, like organic mealworms and shit.
Free-range bugs.
Yeah, like this is
My,
freaking.
my.
Could you imagine?
Mealworm's
Could you imagine
gonna
trying to
get
find
ya.
your herd of crickets? You know, like
Mealworm Mia. Here we go again. My
Peter?
food is good. No, I said mealworm Mia.
Oh, mealworm Mia.
Mealworm Mia. Here we go again. My food is gonna crawl out of my mouth.
You know, one of the most frustrating things that could happen to you prior to the invention of like motorized vehicles was losing your herd of like cattle or your sheep or
man.
something, and how much of a pain in the ass it was to go find them.
I bet you had to do that in Red Dead Redemption. It was a terrible gameplay mechanic.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's what the
It's probably
Cowboy was
accurate,
like. It was a
dude.
terrible game.
Yeah. It is pretty shit, dude.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
But could you imagine trying to find like your herd of crickets? Just
You
be
see
like,
your swarm
be
of
like,
locusts.
That sounds like a pain, man.
be like, Janice, Did you leave the cricket paddock open again?
They're too small to lasso, too.
God damn it.
That's true. Well, I mean, maybe you got a really tiny lasso.
You got
little lasso.
you got one big rope with like 1,000 little lassos.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'd love to see like a cricket rodeo.
We're going to try to rope a wild herd of crickets and tame them. Make up for the lost ones.
Hey, extra gamer
Hey,
skills is in the
wow.
house. What's going on? What's happening tonight?
What's
We're
up?
talking about eating crickets and, playing mobster games.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be like a mealworm meal kit? You know those meal kits?
Mealworm meal kit.
Yeah.
That's some great alliteration right there.
Yeah, dude. Like you get it in the mail.
Yeah.
And the commercial's like, we perfectly portion out your mealworms so none are wasted.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the cost of these bugs could be the same as the local playground. Oh, man.
Yeah,
that is
James
tragic.
Caan, man,
That
that's,
is tragic.
Yep, he gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Sonny. Right? Sonny was the name of the
Sonny
character?
Corleone.
Yeah.
Fitting thing to pay tribute to in this game.
Fredo's gone, though. What was his name?
Fredo?
Chris Cuomo?
No, not Chris. Well, the guy who played Fredo and
I know.
James.
I don't remember his name.
He never got.
James Calzone?
He never.
A lot of the Godfather characters,
Yeah,
I
character
remember the characters and
Yeah,
not necessarily the actors' names.
Well, I mean, you know that that Robert Duvall was the consul.
I know Robert Duvall, yeah.
And then James Caan was Sonny. Then you had Al Pacino as Michael, obviously, and then Marlon Brando. What?
Frappuccino.
Yeah, Frappuccino. Remember
Frappuccino?
Dunkachino.
Oh, yeah.
Dunkachino.
Dunkachino.
God, dude.
That's the most embarrassing thing any of them have done. Dude.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
That's evil, dude.
Step 2, let them turn into beetles. Step 3, profit.
There you go.
You know, I got an uncle. He's a sheep farmer, and they don't.
I don't think I've told that story on the stream before.
Oh no.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's really I don't know if there's necessarily a story, but he buys the sheep, so they come like they're.
I mean,
they're
just
farms.
the whole thing is weird.
Oh,
So.
well, there are farms that they breed the sheep, and then
Right.
they just sell the sheep at like 6 months, and then you raise the sheep, and then you sell them to somebody to turn into lamb chops.
Right.
Well, but specifically the enclosed hunting ground full of domesticated sheep.
Oh no,
that
that
people.
No. That was my grandma's deer farm.
Oh, sorry, I mixed those two things up.
Yeah, and they didn't have the hunting ground.
A lake. Getting everything stuck
Yeah,
shut.
he's literally got a beer bottle and a controller, 2 headsets, and a wire cable splitter stuck on him at the same time.
I think we gotta unplug you. Please,
God damn it.
Hey, buddy. Oh, no, you're good. Go, Link, go. I think that you just want to be there. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it seems like you were going somewhere. It's like,
Animals, man.
Yeah.
Probably just trying to get out of the rain.
Don't let your pecker get all shriveled up.
yeah, don't let your pecker out in the rain. It's not
No,
good.
that's.
That'll leave.
When
Can you imagine Blade Runner?
When I make
dude?
my lotion,
like
I'm gonna put
peckers in the rain.
That's gonna be what I'm gonna put on the side of my new lotion company.
Peckers in the rain.
No, don't let your pecker shrivel up.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good idea, dude.
Yeah.
So it's dick lotion.
It's lotion for you.
Specifically
I think they already made
Is it
that.
called Dick's lotion?
Yeah,
Ooh,
Dick's,
yeah.
There you go.
Dick's Dick Liniment.
I'm gonna go grab that voice.
I don't know. You might get some lawsuits from Dick's Last Resort.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. What else?
Dick's
The
Lord.
final solution to smegma? Like, what else are you gonna call it?
No, that's like a smegma additive. That's like, when you have to be confident in your smegma, dude. Like that lotion will get up in there.
What? So you could dissolve it?
Or just aim
No,
for
it's
dick
just,
cheese.
it's just like it's like the fake tits of smegma. Like
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That I don't know. The fake tits of smegma.
Explain yourself.
like it's artificial smegma, dude. Like when you go. Yeah, you just...
Is there a demand for that?
You don't
There's
got...
plenty of demand for fake tits,
You
but
don't
like...
got the necessary build-up.
Do you think anybody is asking for artificial?
You think a dude walks into the fucking doctor's office like, I don't feel a little inadequate down there. You think you can give me some fake smegma?
Yeah, man.
Always scared. Off the whole...
Well,
that's not the worst conversation we've had.
no, that was pretty tame.
Yeah, alright. Well... Alright, so what are we doing right now, Sam?
I'm just plugging.
You know, the schedule said we were supposed to be playing Resident Evil 2.
It did, I know, but we just keep finding things to substitute for it. But this, after we're done with Mafia, we really are going to play Resident Evil 2. This is the last non-Resident Evil 2 game before we play Resident Evil 2.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's raining as fuck out here.
Yeah, it's just
It's that dick triplet, right? Somebody's away.
1/4 out of work. Oh shit, dude! This is really set in 2022.
Yeah, this is topical.
Yeah, oh.
Government report shows no end to slowdown. Measures to date have failed to halt economic slide. Unemployment stands at 25%. Farm foreclosures are at a 2-year high. Well, that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Ulysses, on a couple streams ago, we were talking about how all those food production facilities were getting burned down, and you asked how many, and we were like, I don't know, we just know it's been more than usual.
Yes.
At that point, because it was like the next day I read the statistic, 97 just this year.
Okay. How many did usually
That was like
every year?
Usual, I don't think any. Like more, like I don't think any most of the time. And 97 in like the first 2 months of the year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is weird.
You gotta put up them bug factories, you know.
That's what they they want everybody to eat bugs, man.
Do you see how the Dutch are flipping out right now?
Oh yeah, they're covering those buildings.
Yeah,
and shit,
they're covering like all
You
the
know about
government
that.
buildings. They're piling like massive.
Yeah, all
mounds
the
of manure
farmers have
in
gotten
front of it.
So they
collected
try to farm
Politicians-
bugs on the...
No.
Politicians can't
The,
go to work.
the politicians are screwing
They're
over
trying-
the farmers.
They're introducing
Oh.
this new nitrogen policy that's going to force at least 50%. Like, there's no way to mitigate 50% of farmers losing their land and just completely losing their shorts. It's basically forcing them into bankruptcy.
I see.
Like
So-
collectively.
Yeah, so now they're spazzing hard. They've like blocked all the roads and the airport, and they're covering everything and shit.
You hear about the shit that's been going on in China?
Yeah,
the
but
banks.
Yeah, the banks.
Yeah.
Mass protests. The government's been breaking up the protests with force, of course.
Right, I mean that's definitely.
Dude, you know this is going to be when they deploy that CBDC, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's when cryptocurrency truly comes to the forefront.
That's when the central bank will take total control of the economy.
Right,
like
because
the
you
private
can digitally
banking
take
sector,
people's money away.
Yeah, the private sector in China will cease to exist if the banks keep collapsing, and then they'll force everyone onto the digital wallets so that the government can track all your purchases.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you can get more or less social credit depending on what you buy.
Yeah, and then it'll determine what you can buy with your money because they'll control your money.
Yeah.
Not control your credit card. There is no physical cash. Control the money.
Yeah.
And if you mess around too much, they might only let you buy rice, or maybe not even let you buy food at all.
Okay then.
That's also helpful because then they can decide, well, our populations get too big. What if we starve a bunch of people?
Yeah.
I mean, if 97 food production facilities have burned down.
That's the U.S. I hope we're not going to starve. It would be amazing to starve in this country. I mean, there's a lot.
I mean, there are already people who do starve in this country.
But just as a general population, dude.
Yeah, it'd be like those North Korean propaganda videos where we're all eating snow.
Yeah.
Sawdust, Ulysses.
No, the North Korean propaganda videos of Americans.
Of Americans.
They specifically they
Americans eating
show
snow.
lines of Americans standing outside waiting for the chance to eat snow. That was real.
Like it's not already outside.
Yeah.
Interesting, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I hope things don't get that bad.
Do you think we'll have state-approved haircuts?
Ooh.
State-approved haircuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dicey.
Are we gonna get those Mao pajamas? Ooh. That was a hot look, dude.
Yeah? You
They came in, what, 3 colors? Blue, white, and
You
gray?
mean those mouse suits?
Yeah, the Mao suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a dark blue and a light blue. I think I've seen them.
I've seen them in gray, I think, as well.
Yeah, they definitely have gray. And then I think I've seen them in white. I'm not sure about that.
Don't remember seeing it.
Canadian Telegram.
Okay.
Canuck cousins.
Little place.
They're the Canuck cousins.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah, Canada's an interesting place, man.
It's goofy, I'll tell you that.
Ulysses, did you know that Tim Hortons in Canada right now? Their coffee chain or whatever?
That's like Starbucks for Canada,
Yeah.
right?
They're the ones that sell those ball sacks or whatever, right?
What?
They're like
the Timbits? The little donut holes?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're donut balls.
Yeah,
You get them in sacks.
ball sacks. Yeah. Sacks of balls.
Donut balls.
Tim balls.
Donut.
Tim ball sacks. Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tim's bits, dude.
They're Tim's bits.
I mean, that's what I always thought of when I saw Tim bits. I was like, I'm not buying that.
I did
We're gonna have to
hear
tell Tim
recently,
about that.
I did hear recently the.
Well, you're just gonna phone Tim up and be like, "Hey Tim, how are your bits doing?"
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I did hear recently a rapid shower described.
Lay down. Lay down. Relax. Dog. Come on, lay down. You don't have to stop.
Oh, okay. I heard recently a quick shower described as
Go
washing your pits and bits.
It's accurate.
Your pits, your
Your pits and bits.
your pits, bits, and wow. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't even let us have this.
What is your favorite mob movie?
Godfather.
I mean, it's hard.
Godfather Part 2.
Godfather Part 2
I
is
like
pretty
Part 2,
great.
yeah.
I love Goodfellas is amazing.
Goodfellas, awesome. The
Casino,
Departed.
The Departed.
The Departed's a classic.
What's the Infernal Affairs?
Oh,
the
that's
Chinese
the Hong
movie.
Kong one. The one
Yeah.
that The Departed's
Based on, yeah.
Yeah.
Infernal Affairs is pretty
Yeah,
great.
that's
There's some of those old Hong
Um,
Kongese ones that are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hong Kong had quite. It kind of fell off more recently, but they had a really
Back in the
good
90s, they had some good shit, yeah.
They made good.
I'd say like
good action
80s and
movies.
90s were
Yeah,
two
they
really
made
strong
great
decades
action
for Hong
movies.
Kong.
These guys are the real deal. They gotta be cops from the Border Patrol. Fuck.
I don't know. What are some other good mob movies?
Um,
I like Snatch.
Snatch is great.
Snatch is that's a unique movie for sure.
Yeah. Well, Guy Ritchie also has had a whole career of failing, proving that he cannot live up to that movie.
Yeah. Well, Lock, that one is like sandwiched between the three movies of his that I consider to be genuinely good.
Yeah.
There's Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yep.
And then it's Snatch, and then Revolver.
Yeah.
You
And
see
then
Revolver? And then
actually, I haven't seen Revolver.
Oh, Revolver's pretty good.
I should watch
That's
that.
actually-
But then he made like his
That-
King Arthur movie.
Yeah. and what was the romantic comedy he made? Like, you would be shocked that Guy Ritchie directed that movie.
I don't.
somebody should make a romantic
know.
comedy out of King Arthur.
King Arthur. Yeah, I mean, I want to know what the exact halfway point between The Green Knight and Guy Ritchie's King Arthur movie would be. Like, the exact halfway spot between those two things. Because one is very slow and more, on the philosophical end, right? It's much more artistic. And then, Guy Ritchie's King Arthur movie is just absolutely stupid fucking
It's basically
Hollywood
the
action.
Camelot scene from King Arthur and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Swept away. Imagine being shipwrecked on a
Swept away.
beautiful island with someone you really can't stand. A young soldier is cast adrift on an island with his employer, a rich, self-centered woman who is used to having
is
her
the
own
twist
way.
that they fuck?
Is this a
Cut off from
porno?
society, he reverses their roles, stripping her of pride and vanity,
Stripping
controlling
her,
her
you
completely,
said.
until, that is, she falls in love with him.
Yeah.
So this sounds like some weird fetish porn.
It's more of a romantic comedy.
If I'm the only man on the island, she can't turn me down.
It's for the propagation of the species, don't you know?
But like stripping her of her pride and vanity.
I don't know who wrote that description. That didn't really seem.
Don't tell me
as
that doesn't
much-
sound like fetish porn.
Yeah, it does. Sound
It does.
Like fetish porn. It does. It sounds like a fucking paperback novel.
Yeah,
Like something with it where the author's written like 200 of them.
Yeah, Chuck
People
Tingle or
don't-
something.
Yeah.
People don't really realize this, but that Beatles song, Paperback Writer, it's about Chuck Tingle.
Ah, I see that. Nice.
Yeah, anybody who's listening, check out Chuck Tingle. He's got some great books.
Yeah, he's got some interesting
Chuck
stuff.
Chuck Tingle is fantastic.
He's so meta. like what is like
Fucked in the ass by my own ass or whatever that
yeah.
Pull up some titles. Pull up some
Or
titles. That's what I'm
like
was.
thinking.
T-Rex Law Firm is one
Or
of my
like the
favorites.
concept, like
Space Raptor butt invasion.
pounded in the butt by like the concept of being pounded in the butt or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, we had the Space Raptor butt invasion poster as the front wall of our apartment for an entire year.
Space Raptor
So anyone-
Butt Invasion
Yeah.
is an amazing
Yeah.
title.
That's,
one of my
that's a
favorite
great
titles of
title.
all
The
time.
poster is excellent, too.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody hasn't seen the book Space Raptor Butt Invasion, I highly suggest you Google. And don't worry, it is not nearly as pornographic as it might
No,
sound.
they're
It's just bad,
Chuck
goofy
Tingle
looking
books are
Photoshop.
oh my
just
god, Chuck
jokes.
Tingle
Yeah,
made
they're
a
just-
coloring book?
What?
Dr. Chuck Tingle's adult coloring book.
Alrighty then.
I
Adult
kinda
coloring
like
and
it.
activity book for true buckaroos.
True buckaroos, huh? George, I have it on good authority that Salieri's whiskey handover is tonight. Our mutual friend wants this line of Canadian booze coming into the city shut down. I want you and your man at the farm, as we discussed, by 9 p.m. Wait through the night and tell the boys it's fine if things get rough. They can take some hooch home. Thank them for coming so far south. Good hunting.
Alright. Turned gay by the existential dread that I may actually be a character in a Chuck Tingle book.
Oh shit, I just lit myself on fire.
Good job, Zane.
Alright. Scream in the background.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Pounded in the butt by my bizarre assumption that Chuck Tingle books are just covers and not actual books.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never actually read one. I've just seen the covers.
Yeah.
Aren't they like 3 pages long?
Yeah,
or
they're
something?
super short.
Not pounded by anything while I practice responsible social distancing. Okay, this is the longest title so far. Slammed by the substantial amount of press generated by my book, pounded by the pound, turned gay by the socioeconomic implications of Britain leaving the European Union.
That's beautiful.
You know, so often that's like a writing rule to not like overcomplicate your title, but like
Well,
Chuck
it
Tingle-
works.
he gets a pass.
It
yeah.
works as a joke.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, that's yeah. All right, L1 is the cover button. R1 is the throw a Molotov cocktail button.
Hey, don't throw a Molotov at your cover, Zane.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know now.
Oh, he's writing some. We got to check out some of his new work. He's kind of branching out.
Really?
Yeah.
Trans wizard Harriet Porber and the bad boy
Parasaurolophus?
Parasaurolophus. I guess it's a dinosaur.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
Didn't
An
you see
adult romance novel from two-time Hugo Award finalist Chuck Tingle.
Notice they did not say winner.
Yep.
Still
Finalist is still something.
still means something.
Did you see that they discovered another kind of dinosaur that had the little T-Rex arms?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what they're calling it, but
Didn't,
What was
didn't
this from?
you?
How big was it?
Were you the? one
I
that
think it was
told me?
smaller for sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly.
There's a whole family of weird little dinosaurs. There were some that he had like one finger, not two.
Weird.
Huh. See?
It was all to grab
Were you-
clits.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're the one that told me that it was some type of like sexual organ was just within reach of those arms.
Yeah, no, I mean,
That's
the
the
female
only-
T-Rex had
the only-
a clitoris on, like, either side of its vagina, and so you would...
Wait,
the
how
male
did that? Wait. I thought it was like. I didn't necessarily think it was truly a clitoris. I thought it was just like something.
Well, something
stimulated
an
sexually,
approximate
like
clitoris.
sticking out the side.
Yeah, like glove handles.
Yeah, you're saying the T-Rex had to like awkwardly like kind of like stick his hand like.
Well, no, that's just exactly where the hands would end up.
Okay. alright.
See how they evolved to be that length.
But
T-Rex
T-Rex
the clitoris was on the female T-Rex's chest or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was like some nubs like.
No, it's like,
breast
there's like
or
two,
something.
one on
Yeah.
each side, like behind.
No,
No.
because the
No.
T-Rex. Look how awkward
Yeah.
a T-Rex is shaped. Like his arms are a massive distance. From
Yeah, he'd be like
jump,
this the
dude.
whole time, right?
Yeah, so he'd have to like bend over. He'd have to do like a Marilyn Manson. You'd have some ribs removed or something.
It's like connecting two carts at the grocery
Look, until
store.
they find a T-Rex Kama Sutra, I don't know if I buy it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And that seems like it'd be very hard to stay balanced. They're already weird animals. Like they gotta have a hard time balancing
Yeah.
anyway.
What I've heard about T-Rexes and sex is that they would use their tiny little hands
This is
to
your
kind
book title.
T-Rex.
What I've heard about T-Rexes and sex.
It should be an anthology. There should be like 12 authors.
What I've heard about T-Rexes and sex.
Yeah, what I heard about T-Rex sex, and then it's just everybody contributes a rambling anecdote that they make up.
I don't know. It sounds to me like the episode title is something from like Sex and the City, but like,
But it's
But that-
narrated by
that would
Richard
be like-
Attenborough.
I was gonna say, that episode of Sex and the City would just be them like drinking wine, like walking through a museum, and it's like, how big you think that one's junk was?
Was that not what that show already was?
pretty much.
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know if I ever saw them do it to a dinosaur, but I never watched that show. So.
Right. Afternoon June, what's your favorite mobster movie?
Is it Sex and the City?
Does that count as a mobster movie?
You know, they did make a terrible Sex and the City movie. It was like actually really offensive.
They made multiple sex. There's 3 of them. There's a whole trilogy of sex.
Well,
and the
there's
City
specifically one where they go to Saudi Arabia.
movies. I think that's the second one.
Yeah, and it's
never
as
seen
tasteful
trailers
as you
for
can
it.
imagine.
They weirdly played trailers for it during like Michael Bay movies.
That actually fits.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, T-Rexes and sex,
Oh
right?
God.
So
Yes.
the way it would work is what I've heard, and this is a theory, we don't have proof, is that a possible function of T-Rex hands would be that when the male is about to mate with the female, it uses its little hands
Grabs
to
and
grab
just yanks on the
them,
critter.
grab them by the like kind of the side, to, like hold on.
Yeah. No,
like
that's the
that.
same thing I'm talking about. I
Well,
think
it wasn't
that's where
about
their clips
clitoris,
were, though.
though.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
some type
think
of,
that's
like,
where their clips were.
Sexualized nub.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what a clitoris is.
Yeah.
Right? No, but do you like really know what it is? Like how it
Look, I could buy.
because
I could-
it's a proto dick.
Yeah. No, I know.
I could
So
buy.
how's the proto dick gonna split in half and go up on its back?
I could buy that there could be a secondary sexual like region of a female T-Rex's body that would feel
All right,
good when
fine.
the male
Sex
grabs them.
nubs.
But we have no proof of that.
It was just for holding on. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you imagine being the type of person that would like theorize that?
Hold on, it's
Do you
gonna
think
be a
it's
rough
bad?
ride.
I think it's like the bad boy, like paleontologists. And,
Is there such a thing?
I don't know, but don't you think?
I'm
Like,
just imagining like a fucking paleontologist in like a leather trench coat and like
well, I'm thinking more like kind of the sarcastic guy who like he doesn't take any of it seriously. Like he doesn't really want to be at the conference or whatever. So he writes but he's got to get tenure. So he writes
Right.
some article on his theory about T-Rex sex nubs and like just. Or you think it's just somebody dead serious, just dry as hell, being like, it's possible that the T-Rex arms help stabilize it during thrusting.
well, my theory is that
Like a spaceship.
my theory is that they were just all sitting around going, what the fuck are these tiny hands for? I don't know, maybe they fuck with them.
Okay.
Because, we don't fucking know.
Yeah, because the sex nubs would have rotted away.
Yeah.
So we don't know that there were sex nubs.
No.
That's just a possible idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
An equally plausible idea is that they use their tiny hands to push themselves up when they're sleeping. Like,
That's how
getting
they stood up.
Yeah.
I never thought about a T-Rex trying to like push himself up.
Yeah,
from the
T-Rex
ground.
push-ups.
Dude, can you imagine a T-Rex falling to the ground and having to get up?
Set to Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, dude.
And now I want a fucking montage of a T-Rex doing that
Push it
shit.
to the limit. Walk.
You're the best around. No one's ever going to take you down.
Also, I want to see a T-Rex trying to do a pull-up.
That's
Oh my
pulled
God,
down, dude. It would go for it and just like rip your ceiling out. Sorry.
Where's the goddamn truck?
They couldn't be very strong arms either, could they?
They actually were very strong.
Were they?
Yeah, they were intensely muscular despite their small size.
Wow. Never judge a book by its cover, dude.
Yeah. Like a T-Rex would beat you in an arm wrestling contest.
Damn.
To the point where it would probably rip your arm off.
Can T-Rex throw a punch?
I don't know if it would have any reach.
Oh, okay.
But in theory, if it
Yeah, that would be a sad boxing match. The T-Rex is in the pain. He can't even get past his own jaw.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I feel like T-Rexes would be more MMA fighters.
Yeah, they'd be throwing in the fights.
Yeah.
They're street fighters. They wouldn't even be MMA.
Well, they can do some kickboxing.
No rules in the T-Rex. Can they? Can they
Why
kick?
not? Yeah, of course they could.
They can stand on one leg?
Probably.
Oh.
Raptors can do it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, a raptor just seems like it'd be easier to center all that weight. I don't know. I guess, maybe. I guess they can get the elephants to stand on the beach balls.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, they use the dicks as kickstands. How do we know the T-Rex didn't do that? I mean, really, they did. I mean, you guys know that, right? The elephant can get fully erect within like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, in case they start falling over.
Yeah, and then they just use their dick as another leg.
Yeah, like a kickstand on a bike.
Yeah, it's literally like a motorcycle.
That's weird.
Fucking massacre.
Did you see Biden was riding his bike in Delaware and some guy yelled at him, "Where are your fucking training wheels?"
Well, I mean, the Biden family has fallen off the bike
Yeah.
in the last few days, man.
It's been difficult to be on Twitter and not see Hunter Biden's penis.
Yeah, I'm really I'm really sick of seeing his penis, man. I've seen a lot of his penis.
He doesn't.
I
Doesn't wear clothes a lot.
Yeah.
He hates. He doesn't
I've
wear
seen him. I
clothes in
mean,
the pool, which I think he learned from Joe.
No.
yeah. Well, that's what one of those videos is of him
Like, he's
targeting
arguing.
his dick, smoking meth.
Oh, in a sensory deprivation.
In a sensory
tank.
deprivation
so
tank, yeah.
it's like green infrared light because he's in this.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing?
He's in this
Well, he's
sensory
literally
deprivation
jerking
tank,
off
which
and
is
smoking
water,
crack
and
at
then
the
it's
same
like
time.
super soundproof, and they play like meditation music or something. And then he brought a night vision camera so that he could film himself drinking a White Claw, jerking
Why?
off.
Oh, and the White Claw. I forgot
Yeah, the
about
White
that.
Claw.
Well, fucking why?
And then he was, I don't know, dude. So that he'd have it on video later, so he could know what it looked like when he was jerking off, drinking a White Claw, and smoking crack.
I'm like, does he already know that? I assume he knows what he looks like when he's jerking off.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would think so, but yeah,
Also, yeah, this armored car is kind of badass.
yeah, it's dope.
Got like a real fucking police chase.
Those cars were serious back in the day. Have you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen those old trucks where when they had the laws on how long a vehicle could be, like they had a max length, so they would place the cab over the engine, and then so you'd sit super high up in the truck, and then the engine would be there. Those are some weird looking trucks, dude.
Yeah, they had some really interesting vehicles back in the day.
Yeah,
That's one of my least favorite things, like as far as evolution and
like
modern
how
era goes.
cars.
Yeah, cars suck now, man.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? What? Like, cars were fucking cool, dude, back in the day.
Well, like I have to say, my number one car I complain about. Have you ever seen a Porsche Cayenne?
No.
It's
Yeah,
Porsche's.
Or at least I probably have, but I don't
It's,
know the
it's,
name.
a,
They
it's
named
the
the cat
Porsche.
after it.
It's the
It's-
Porsche SUV, like
Okay.
crossover
Oh, okay.
SUV or whatever. It looks like a Porsche, like a regular Porsche had like a peanut allergy, and it just like blew up. Like it just looks swollen. It looks like a swollen Porsche. It's nonsense. It looks terrible, like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Porsche.
Jesus.
You listen, did I send you that image of it was like a news article about a woman who she like was like doing like a contest at work for, I can't remember if it was like making the most sales or something like that, and so they told her they'd give her a Toyota.
Oh, okay. No, you didn't.
And then that when she wins, she puts a lot of effort in, she wins. She gets
Yeah.
brought into the parking lot and she gets handed a action figure of Yoda.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And the look on, she sued the company too. The look on her face.
I think she'll win.
And that's an old article, I
Is it?
think. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
that's an
'cause that's-
old article.
Did she win?
I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research into it.
That
I
lady,
just saw,
that lady that they gave the $100,000 candy bar to, she won.
really.
Because they
Well,
promised
because they promised her
$100,000,
$100,000
yeah.
and then they gave her a fucking candy bar.
Probably one of the mini ones, too.
Yeah, cheap bastard.
Let me see if I can. Yeah. With my face, the look on your face when you get Toyota.
Oh, man, that's good. That's good.
Oh.
That thing's probably worth money now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, true. Star Wars stuff. There's still nostalgia for Star Wars.
Somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how
That
that Goodwill's been completely burned. The Goodwill has been burned away multiple times for me.
Yeah,
I was the prequels alone burned the Goodwill away for me, and then I was kind of giving it a second chance when Disney bought it, and then it burned all of that again.
Yeah. I don't know. The Disney movies are so boring.
Yeah, I mean the prequels
insufferable.
are funnier. They're worse.
They're way lower quality.
But they're funnier at least.
They're
and that's
worse.
so
They're
terrible.
worse
and-
acted. They look worse. Their
My point of view,
writing's
this
worse.
monkey wrote the script with its penis.
Uh-oh.
And Paul's is a pretty good driver to land that shit. I like Polly.
He's great.
It would be fun to do crime.
I mean, it would depend on the crime, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But
Are you thinking of this specifically?
I don't know, doing some crazy shit.
You want to be chased by an armored car?
Alright.
Because, I mean, you would probably lose that fight, Alex.
Probably.
Most people would.
Probably.
Yeah. I think most
Probably.
people. For sure.
But if I lived,
You would have a hell of a story,
I'd
I'll
be
give you that.
cooler.
I mean, yeah, you could be like, I fought the law, and the law won.
That's true. And if I live and I go to jail, then I can write a song, and when I get out when I'm like 80, I can sing the blues.
There you go.
I don't even have time to learn to play an instrument in prison.
I know, I'm doing it. What have you guys been up to the last... Well, Alex, you too.
Yeah, I was in Canada.
Yeah, you had an interesting time.
Yeah. Banff is gorgeous. I would highly recommend
Banff?
it. It's
Banff.
Banff is
B-A-M-F.
Badass motherfucker.
B-A-N-F-F. Banff.
Banff.
It's
Because Banff, B-A-M-F, is the
badass
sound...
motherfucker. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose there's that too, but it's literally, like how Wolverine has snicked. Banff is literally the onomatopoeia sound effect in comic books when Nightcrawler teleports.
Oh, okay.
Banff. Right, that's
Right,
the
right.
smoke
But-
sound.
What's the sound of his two dicks?
That I don't know.
But,
That I do not know.
that's the most famous national park in Canada. It's in the Rockies. So, it was cool to go up there. It's really pretty. Beautiful lakes, big tall mountains and all that.
Cool.
So, yeah.
You can see some nice nature.
Yeah, I love
Nice.
nature, dude.
Do you?
I do. I go hiking a decent amount. I haven't been in a few years, COVID and all that.
Hello, cat.
Isn't that seems like something that COVID wouldn't get in the way of at all?
In
because
fact, a
you're
lot
by
of people
yourself.
specifically started going hiking.
but I didn't
during COVID.
do anything during COVID.
You didn't do anything? You just kind of lying
Well,
on
you
the
came
couch,
over
just
here.
like-
I mean,
Yeah, I
hung
came
out.
over here, but I just
We spent a lot of the three of us. I feel like spent it. Well, you and me especially because we still live together
Yeah,
for a good chunk of it. But we spent a lot of time just watching bad movies and hanging out.
right. But no, I just didn't want to do anything during COVID. It's just like
Evening,
this
Doc.
ridiculous.
Sorry to wake you.
Yeah.
We had a little accident. We got an injured man out here.
I was learning about Egypt's new capital.
Link, just come up on the couch then.
They're building one, right?
Come up.
Yeah.
Come up.
Plan City?
Come up.
Yep.
Those planned cities always suck.
Well, that's what I was going to get to.
Like Canberra, that town is nothing but like straight porn shops and like high-end restaurants. That's it. Like the whole
Really?
town.
That sounds like a capital.
Well, it's just only politicians and people working with the government would live there.
Right.
It's a
Right.
planned city in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, that does make sense.
That's essentially what this fucking city in Egypt
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
right? Because all the government offices in Cairo, they're all kind of scattered all over the place because
Sure.
they got way too big to be properly organized in a
Yeah,
single district. So there was actually a reasonable need to
Centralize
restructure
it,
the
yeah.
government administrative
Right.
centers and all that, right? But instead of the sensible option would be to move shit around in Cairo and create a government district.
Right.
They're like, let's build a new fucking city away from all these poor people, right? And
Well, yeah, we can't let poor people in our city.
Well, that's
not in the city where the president lives.
Yeah.
No.
And they've been especially wary of the civilian population since the Arab Spring, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And they've been like demolishing neighborhoods and just kind of generally letting Cairo go to shit ever since
God.
then. And in fact, there's a number of
It's
poor
unfortunate,
neighborhoods
man.
that were completely demolished so that they could put up like luxury high rises and shit.
That sounds like this neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sad.
It happens here all the time.
Also, interestingly, apparently in Cairo there are no enforced traffic laws.
Wow.
What?
They do not enforce any traffic law in Cairo.
I mean,
Any?
isn't India kind of like that?
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I think a lot of like less developed countries, they just let shit go.
Yeah.
People somehow figure it out. You ever seen those videos of like an intersection in like India or Thailand or something where like you got scooters and cars and just trucks and they're all like weaving and like almost hitting each other?
Well, a lot of people do die because of that, you know.
I mean, they make it look easy. Like,
Because you didn't watch the videos of people fucking plowing into vans full of kids because they were school buses, even though they're fucking minivans with no windows.
I don't know if that was a school bus.
yeah, that
Well,
sounds,
actually,
that sounds like
I think somebody took
Yeah, I
those
think
kids
somebody
from
took-
school. I don't think they were taking them to school.
be like, come on, kids, I'm your bus today.
Well, in Cairo specifically, there are...
Get in the van. I'm president.
fucking Joe Biden in the van. Oh, that's not good.
You'll love rubbing my hairy legs.
Oh, no.
The hair pops up in the sun.
But in Cairo, right, like, they don't really have any mass transit system.
Right.
And instead, to fill that role, they just have, like, little vans that drive around just picking people up at random, and then you basically just yell at the driver, like, get out. And then you have, like, 10 seconds to get out, or they keep going. And,
Wow.
yeah, there's, like, tens of thousands of car accidents and deaths in Cairo every year because of how bad the traffic situation is, right? And so
Okay.
the government was like, well, rather than fix this or enforce the laws, let's just leave.
Did the government left?
Yeah. Well, the government wants to leave.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Is it?
Let's just get out of here, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like if you're looking outside and you're like, oh shit, things are really bad out there right now. Like you kind of just get used to it after a while, but things have degenerated. So we're all gonna move the capital so that when you guys start eating each other, we're not here.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
That's what it sounds like.
Like you gotta wonder, like that's why all the tech billionaires keep on buying land in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Well, not only land,
not just
but
they're
building
nerds.
underground
Yeah.
bunkers they could survive in for
So when
60
they
years.
nuke the world, they can hide it.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
just because they're nerds that want to go see the Shire, dude. It's
No,
just-
that'd be my reason for doing that.
Instead of a bunker, you build a hobbit hole.
I mean,
Ooh, I built a hobbit hole to get into your bunker, and
Ooh.
then you have to do that Gandalf shit where you're like speak friend and enter, and then it's like and then it
Yeah.
opens.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're a billionaire, so you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, so they're going to build this new fucking capital, right? And
Right.
it's going to be this massive vanity project, on paper at least, right? They want to build a huge fucking obelisk tower that's going to be 1 kilometer tall.
A kilometer.
Yeah.
That's tall, dude. That's very tall. Why?
Because they want it the tallest building in Africa, so for like fame and like tourism. Yeah, same reason they built that fucking piece of shit in Dubai, right?
Yeah, but that one's a mile high.
I know. They couldn't afford to make it a mile high, so it's 1 kilometer high. Killed that.
Isn't Egypt?
I didn't even touch him.
Hasn't Egypt?
Yeah, you did.
No.
You fucking mashed him with the side of your car. He's like fucking jello. now.
Aerospace.
Has Egypt basically become
He's
like a
being a baby
subsidiary
about
of the Gulf Arab states because it's so
He
broke
did.
all the time? Oh damn, dude! Take his waistcoat.
I wish I could loot that, but
But hasn't Egypt basically become like a kind of a subsidiary of the Gulf Arab countries because of the fact that their economy is always on the verge of collapse?
Yes,
So,
and
like,
worse than that, they
they're
don't have enough
constantly-
water.
Yeah, so like the UAE
They almost had a war
decided-
with Ethiopia because they were fighting over water.
Well, that
hey
dam,
man, that's just episode 1 of the Water Wars.
Oh, I know.
that dam that Ethiopia is trying to build is huge. It's gonna be like right behind the Three Gorges on like the biggest dams in the world, and it is going to block up the Nile pretty fierce. Like, I mean, I would be afraid if I was Egypt about the water supply.
It'll be like Star Wars, except it'll be Water Wars, but the word Phantom will be in the title of every movie.
The Water Phantom Wars?
Well, just because there's no water, so.
Yeah, so this fucking capital, it's not only going to have this giant fucking obelisk, but it's also going to have a green river, which, as we just talked about, they don't have enough water, but they think they're going to build this giant fucking park, bigger than Central Park, like in the middle of this fucking desert.
Central Park is big.
Yeah.
Like, huge.
That's big.
That's like what's
Even Spider-Man
that thing's
takes a couple minutes to get through that
That
shit.
thing's like an eighth of Manhattan or something.
Yeah, so
maybe
they're
even
gonna
more. Yeah.
they're gonna
huge,
artificially
yeah.
build
The
that
entire
desert.
district of the city.
Yeah, oh
essentially.
yeah. No, like you
Yeah,
if you go
two
up into a
districts,
building
yeah.
and look out of it, I mean, it's like
Yeah, no,
it's
I know,
like
I know.
half as long as Central Park.
So
I've gone through it many times.
Yeah,
It's fine.
right.
So just imagine if you're standing in the Obelisco, or whatever the fuck it's called, the big-ass tower.
Obelisco.
It is something dumb like that.
Obelisco?
Yeah. And
Oh, dude, there's a little Canadian flag. Did you know that in Canada, Domino's Pizza has a little maple leaf on it, so you know that it's Canadian Domino's. They put that on.
Is
the
there a
logo.
difference between
Is there
Canadian
maple syrup
Domino's
on the
and
pizza?
Domino's?
I didn't eat Domino's when I was there, but that. I'm
Well, you gotta
assuming-
you gotta do
the
these
research,
things, dude.
Alex.
You gotta try these things. Like
I-
did
you
you
were a
get Taco
journalist.
Bell when you were in Japan all those years ago?
I got McDonald's.
Failure,
Did that.
man. I'm
Go
so
baby.
You didn't try
disappointed.
any other shitty fast foods in other countries?
No, you
Taco
actually
Bell
eat
supposedly
food
has
from
an
there.
awesome menu. I've heard in
Okay.
Japan.
Interesting.
Like it's got tons of like,
Was up all night driving
God
myself
damn it,
up.
like tempura type
Oh,
stuff
nice.
in it, and like
Ooh, like a crunch wrap with tempura shrimp in there.
I don't know exactly, but
Oh, did
something.
you
I
hear?
mean,
Did you hear about the most recent tragedy, dude?
But
So in Southern California,
you're
Taco
not
Bell.
going to Canadian Domino's, so you could tell us about it.
No. Taco Bell introduced a Cheez-It Crunch Wrap.
Oh, I did hear about that.
They had a giant Cheez-It.
It's literally a giant
like a
single
giant
cheese.
single Cheez-It that they put in the Crunch Wrap.
God damn it! God damn it, America!
But they were not able. The people loved it so much that Taco Bell determined that they could not possibly produce enough giant cheeses to meet demand. So they're putting it on pause for now.
What, until Cheez-It production gets like kicks
I don't
in?
know,
Like what?
until they figure out how to produce more giant cheeses.
until they can make a cheese it out of bugs.
That's you.
Bug cheese.
There's gotta be some kind of misunderstanding.
Bug cheese got to be. They got the nut cheese.
Crickets,
Yeah.
Cheez-Its, crickets.
Yes, easy.
See, the name was built in, man.
Yeah. We're getting there, man.
Absolutely, we are.
But why?
Yeah, they can call it crunch cheese. I don't know. They got the nut cheese.
Man,
that looks like a candle or soap. That looks like a bar of like you know where you can buy like homemade soap something. Like you'll see
Yeah.
somebody. Yeah, it looks.
Yeah,
like
I don't trust those people.
Yeah, I
man.
don't want to tell them
I
about
don't
soap.
either. Definitely not called nut.
Seems suspect.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it looks like that.
Hey, you want to buy my homemade soap?
Like-
nah, I'm good,
like-
thanks.
Like, if you walk past the non-dairy cheese, like the fine non-dairy, they try to make like upscale fine cheese. You walk past that in Whole Foods, and for a second there, you think you're walking past a display.
Well, they
of,
won't call
like,
Velveeta
hand-cut
cheese.
soap.
Get those books.
What?
Hand-cut soap?
That's what it looks like.
Right. The cheese
But it's
looks like
cheese
soap.
made of nuts. Like
What's that
almond.
cheese?
Wow.
It's not cheese.
Wow.
Nut
No.
cheese.
Wow. What
It's-
makes cheese, Sage? What makes cheese
Milk.
cheese? Milk? What makes milk milk?
What about
Being
almond milk?
from
Almond
a
milk,
tit.
Sage.
Almond
You
milk-
can make almond cheese.
It's not milk. It's nut juice. Almond milk is not
Yeah,
milk.
you
it's
like
nut
drinking down
juice.
some nut juice?
At least you call it nut juice.
Well, I know you call it nut juice.
It's what it is. You can't get milk. Almonds don't have titties. There ain't no almond titties. All right. It's coming from a nut. It's juice.
Is it juice that comes from a nut?
Yes.
But that juice comes from fruits.
Yeah.
But like you're juicing it to get the liquid, right?
I think you're liquefying it and then mixing it with water.
Yeah, you're blending it.
Okay, well then it's nut water.
Yeah, you like drinking down some nut water?
As long as you're not calling it milk, man, that's my concern.
Sage.
Well, how do you know they're not milking?
Why are you trying to gatekeep milk?
Because they don't have titties.
What do you?
But you can milk it anyway.
Milk is exclusive to titties.
How do you know? How do you know that at the
Coconut
almond? Yeah,
Coconuts don't have tits either.
But they have milk.
They're fruit, though.
But they
So
have
it's
milk.
juice.
It has been called coconut milk for a long time.
It's
It's coconut water.
I would call
What's
it.
the difference between the milk and the water?
I think
Titties.
the water is flavored, whereas the coconut milk is the liquid you find naturally when you open up a coconut.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
but-
the coconut water, I thought you pour, okay.
So are we saying that all it has to be is
I
creamy?
think coconut
Is
water
that all
comes
it
from a
is?
young coconut.
Yeah.
Before it
that makes
turns to
sense.
milk. Because I've gone to a place where they just cut the top of a coconut off
Right.
and then hand it to you, and it's coconut water.
Okay.
But I think they're the young ones.
Yeah, because you can definitely get milk out of the more mature ones.
Okay.
That was like a big staple.
See, that's how you know it's milk.
Yeah, see?
see, that's how you know it's milk, Sage.
Oh yeah, I'm not fucking. We're stealing this shit.
Yeah, then the other thing that's interesting about this capital
Yeah.
is not only is it where all the government employees and their rich families going to live, but it's also going to be where the military is primarily based. It's going to be a military city.
Yes. Do you understand what I'm telling you, Ulysses? Egyptian society is about to collapse. They are retreating
Yeah.
to a city where they will then surround themselves by the military
Yes.
and let the entire thing fall apart.
Well, they're specifically building the Octagon, which is going to be like the Pentagon but way bigger, and it's going to be like this massive complex where not only is the military itself going to be stationed, but they're going to have all the housing for the military families, like special schools for the kids, special hospitals for the veterans, all that stuff.
They're going to have a bigger gon than us, dude?
Yeah,
They outgonned us?
they did, man.
By 3?
Yeah.
Sage. I'm just telling you, the military needs more money, dude. We can't be getting outgonned.
We only give them $1 trillion every year.
We can't be getting outgonned by Egypt, dude. Their economy's about to collapse.
And ours,
How are
is,
people?
right?
How are people supposed to take us seriously when we're like 3 generations
Sri
back?
Lanka, though.
We're like using the iPhone 7 right now in comparison to Egypt, dude. We need to.
Not just are they going to have a bigger gun than us, but they're going to have the world's largest flagpole.
No, dude, that's a Bass Pro Shop. That's a record that belongs to Bass Pro Shops, along with the largest pyramid in the world.
Oh, they want to try to make the largest everything in this fucking city because they don't have anything else going on in Egypt, so they're like, let's build this thing for prestige.
I don't understand.
It sounds like there's things going on. It's just things they want to get
I don't
away from.
understand why it's always like we got to build the biggest. Like, why not
human
just
instinct.
build something good and interesting?
It's all a dick measuring contest,
Yeah.
right?
Do you care if your dick works or if it's big? That's the question.
I mean, if it doesn't work, it might as well be big.
It's true.
But then also,
That's why they take your whole arm skin.
so they give you a really big
for
one.
the artificial
For the
penis.
artificial dick.
Well, how big is an
from
artificial dick?
From like your wrist to your elbow.
But how big are they though? When do they form them?
Then they wrap them up like one of those weird baby toys.
You're not answering my question, Alex.
Well, how big is it?
Yeah,
like the size of an arm.
the whole dick is the size.
But
of
you
an
said they curdle it up, right? It's
Yeah.
not just.
No.
It's not like they just hang the skin flap down.
Okay.
As is.
So they cut from here,
Yeah.
and they peel it back,
Yeah.
and then they just re-sew it. So it's just like all the skin of an arm.
But like, do they squish it together? Like, how big is the finished product?
like a pop can almost, like an arm.
So it's as big as a pop can. It's not very big.
In width,
In width,
and
it would be
length,
big, but in
or-
length, not so much.
I mean, in length, that's not too bad, dude. Your whole arm.
But is it actually that long when it's done?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. Do you want me to find you a picture?
No, I want you to give me a measurement. Is what I want. I don't want to see it, but I need.
I'm
data.
sure it varies based on how long the arm of the person is.
That's true, because what if you got crazy long arms?
That's true.
Yeah.
But can you decide how big you want it to be?
You could probably ask for it to be shortened. I don't know if you could ask for more.
Why
Let's
not?
see. I don't know. Maybe they'll give you half of the other arm.
Yeah. Could they do that?
I don't know. I'm not an expert.
I mean, you know more than I do, so I gotta find out what the limit of your knowledge is.
That's basically it.
Oh.
They take the arm. And that's how they make a fake penis.
But I feel like you could really prove that you're a man, and just go all out and get it as big as possible.
It's true. Take a leg.
Yeah. Now you
So are you saying that you would just take your leg off and then hang it like a couple inches to the left?
Well, you fillet your leg. And
Yeah,
that
they
way
fillet your leg like a fish.
Yeah. That way you have
Does
a
it
third
sing?
leg.
Yeah,
You hang it on the wall. You hang your leg on the wall and it sings to you.
Give me that fillet dick.
Fillet dick.
I do love the idea of a singing dick, like a singing crowd.
It's on the wall, just
Yeah.
flopping around.
I mean, I've seen that actually.
You've seen a
What,
singing
his
dick?
right?
No, but if you've seen Bruno, the Sacha Baron Cohen movie, that was in there.
Oh, all right.
They did
I
that.
didn't watch that movie.
Yeah.
It seemed too gross.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons it was too
I'll
gross.
skip that one.
But there's a yeah.
Do you remember how famous that fish was?
Dude,
Like,
everybody had
so
that
many
shit.
people had one.
I never understood why that was a
We didn't.
desirable thing.
My
to
family
get.
didn't have one, but
Yeah,
I knew
we didn't either.
I think several of my relatives did.
How about you, Ulysses? Did
No.
your parents ever
You
have
didn't
one
have
of
the
those?
fish where...
So now we all escaped that. I had
We never had
relatives
that.
though that did.
What?
Okay.
I had relatives
Yeah,
that
oh,
we
a
visited
lot of
for sure.
They sold like 100 million of them, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why?
That's
Because you forget how bored people were back then, dude.
well, that's why people had pet rocks, right?
Man, they were making movies by then.
Yeah, but
But you
had
couldn't
to go
always see
rent
'em, right?
one. Yeah, you had to rent it.
I would much rather go to Blockbuster.
But if you were having people over and you didn't, what were you going to show them?
You just gather around the singing fish.
It was a
Who did
Come
that?
on, kids, we're gonna spend the
It was
night
a
listening
conversation
to the
piece.
fish.
Like somebody coming to be like, Bob, you gotta see this. You gotta
What
see
conversation is this? You know, the conversation lasts 5
You gotta
minutes at
see-
most,
you
right?
gotta see what
It's like,
I
hey,
got.
you bought a talking fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking sings. Oh, that's cool.
This-
What
it
else you got? You got
strikes
any
me.
beer?
It's like,
It strikes me as something that someone would buy and then shove in their basement after pressing the button 3 times.
Yeah.
And the only real use it would get out of is their stupid kids hitting the button over and over again because children can just be entertained by it.
And then you hide the thing even further so you don't have to listen to it all day when your kids go grubbing in the basement.
Eventually you end up burning it in the backyard.
I guess there are a lot of people who probably put it in their garage or something, but like,
I don't know, man, but you got to push the button and the fish, he sang a song and it helped people muddle through the recession, dude.
you know what would be better? A radio that plays more songs. It doesn't look like a fish.
But is that really going to make you smile, you listen?
Yeah, I think it's more likely to make me smile.
Like that fish is going...
Better odds, man.
That
Better
fish
odds.
He's dancing on the wall, dude. He's dying and shit.
Yeah, that's real fun. Seeing something die.
But he's singing Elvis or something, dude. He's like...
I don't even like Elvis.
Yeah, Ulysses no fun.
'Cause I don't like these fish either.
Fuck you guys.
Do you like these fish?
Look, I don't
No, but
I don't mind
yeah,
Elvis, but I'm not so excited about
No.
Elvis that I want to get a fish that sings like him.
Yeah. No, I could definitely agree with that.
Well, I'm not a big Elvis fan. I'm just being...
Now, if the fish actually did all the drugs Elvis did, that might be a different
If it was
conversation.
an actual live fish that was also an Elvis impersonator, you would have my attention.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Ow! God damn it. Fucking cat, dude.
That's cats for you.
Easy as a fucking springboard whenever they feel like it.
Did you know that Saudi Arabia was trying to outdo the Burj Khalifa?
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to build
I prefer Wiz Khalifa.
I prefer cheese whiz.
but they're fucking
Well, you
looking
can
at...
eat cheese whiz while you're listening to Wiz Khalifa.
Oh shit, you feel fucking rag.
Well, that guy's definitely dead.
Hey, he was wearing one of those funny little political campaign hats.
And that justified his death?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly the reason that we should kill him.
Dumb, dude.
But yeah, so Saudi Arabia was like, we can't be outdone by fucking Dubai. Nobody cares about Dubai. Let's build this fucking piece of shit tower, and we're gonna make it like bigger, right? And so then Dubai was like, oh no, you don't. We're gonna build an even bigger one.
Right.
But the issue that Dubai ran into is that in order to build something even taller, they couldn't technically create a building. They were just going to make like essentially like a giant cell phone tower with like nets around it that would be way taller. So they'd still not actually hold the record of tallest building if they did that. But they got lucky in that the people who were building this fucking tall ass tower in Saudi Arabia, they got wrapped up in one of the recent political purges over there, and so they got executed or imprisoned. And so that thing's just sitting there half completed now.
Nice.
You killed everyone trying to make the tower?
Looks like the place.
All right.
Have you seen that Ben Salman, the prince or whatever?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that he wants to open a like beach city on the Red Sea coast. That he wants to be like the French Riviera, where like they just intentionally ignore all the rules of Muslim society. like on the same side of Saudi Arabia where Mecca and Medina are. He
That'll
wants to
go
have
well.
like bikinis on the beach and just
That's
like
gonna go
open
really
liquor
well.
consumption.
I
and
think
just-
that'll go great. I don't know what you're so skeptical about.
God. Apparently, he wants to build some super futuristic city.
What is the point of that exactly? Just to like show off to poor people? Like,
Well,
look, I can flout the rules. Haha.
well, supposedly they're trying to get ready for a post-oil economy, which they're doing by trying to become like high-end tourism economies.
Luck with that.
I think Dubai has managed to become like a massive tourist destination.
Yeah, but I don't know how long they're gonna keep going with that. I mean, they've been doing pretty poor economically in recent years.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they're rolling in cash right now.
Well, I don't know. They spent all that cash on terrible fucking projects that failed miserably, like those fucking islands.
But they're making tons of money on oil right now. Like when I
But
was
we're
in-
talking about like post-oil, right?
Well, yeah, I don't. But their plan is tourism post-oil.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe in Alberta when I got up there in Canada because that's where the oil in Canada is. I read a news story saying that they had in February they had planned on being short their government budget $3.6 billion, and then because of how expensive oil became, they are now ahead $4 billion. So they dug themselves out of the hole and then doubled it just based on how much oil prices went up. It's annoying to pay for gas.
I mean, gas is like $5 around here now.
Yeah, I live.
National average is almost 5.
Yeah,
Probably even more in California.
California's 6
It's up.
right now.
I thought it was up to 7 already.
It,
Yeah.
it got up to 7, but gas prices have slipped back just a little bit. Now,
Right.
so I think they're under 7 in California.
That's gonna be the funniest thing about playing Resident Evil 2.
The gas prices.
Well, I guess the opening, the kind of the opening scene of the game is at a gas station outside of Raccoon City before you get to the police station, which is where like the main brunt of the game takes place. But it's like fucking less than $1 a gallon.
God, I don't even remember when gas was up.
Dude, the characters in that 70s show, there are episodes where they are complaining about the fucking insane gas
Gas
prices,
costing
and they're like, and it's like 75 cents, and they're bitching about it.
Yeah.
Bad time to have a car.
It's gonna be a rough winter, dude.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can fucking heat your house, dude.
You see the euro's almost at parity now?
Jesus.
Like 1-to-1 with the dollar right now?
Yeah,
That's
that's
For
not
most
good.
of my life, it's been between $1.50 and $1.70 to the
Yep.
euro.
I
So
always
that's
just,
a huge fall.
Yeah, that's massive.
I always just sort of default to be like, euro is $2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's close enough.
Right. So yeah, it's always been significantly more than $1.
Not anymore.
Lost heaven, huh?
That's like the name of the city. It's just the results of a baseball game going on in the background of the radio.
Yeah, baseball is just as boring to listen to as it is to watch.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. It's worse. It's just the fact that they mostly just walk.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of sport involves mostly walking?
Olympic like walking? I don't know.
Olympic walking.
But at least they're trying to go fast.
Yeah, they got speed walking.
All
You
right.
gotta walk fast.
You know what really pisses me off about the Olympics?
Why?
Why don't we have chariot racing?
Because they took everything cool out and replaced it with dumb crap.
But chariot racing was like a thing that like the actual ancient Greeks did, and then the Catholic Church flipped out over it. It was like, it's against Jesus. We can't have that in
horses
there.
to race?
Why? Yeah.
Well, it was because back in the days of like the fucking Byzantine Empire and shit,
Yeah.
when chariot racing was like the shit, you had like fucking riots over it, like soccer riots these days, right? And a lot of people trampled each other to death over the results of chariot races.
Okay.
And so the Catholic Church was like, oh, well, we got to step in and do something to prevent people from dying. So let's make all this bullshit about how chariot racing is sinful and ban it.
What?
Yeah.
That's like church doctrine?
Yeah.
That's
That was I don't know if it's church doctrine anymore, but it was back in medieval times.
Okay.
But I don't think anybody gives a shit about it now. So why don't we
Bring
bring
it back?
it
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want some fucking Ben-Hur type shit.
Yeah, dude. Like a hippodrome?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, dude. That thing was huge.
Mm-hmm. Hey, is that?
Didn't it seat like 500,000 people or something?
Probably, yeah.
I think it sat significantly more than the Coliseum because it was long enough to go around the track. But
yeah, it was an impressive piece of engineering.
Romans were pretty impressive people, man.
Yeah. Except when it came to religion.
Yeah, they ripped off, religion, philosophy. They ripped off a lot of their cultural stuff directly from the Greeks.
Yeah.
They didn't even try.
They were good engineers, good warriors, but,
Yep.
Not the
soft
most
sciences,
creative.
that was just too much around.
Good planners and all that, and strategists, but yeah, no. They were not, they had good sculpture. They stole all their ideas, but they still had good sculpture and good...
Yeah. They were very good copycats.
Yeah. And they did copy a ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Not just from the Greeks either.
Yeah, they only beat the Carthaginians because they copied how their ships were built.
Though they actually did it better than the Carthaginians did.
They did.
That was always the weird irony, is that the Carthaginians actually kind of sucked once you took away their technological advantage at sea.
Right.
Can we steal that Zeppelin?
I wish.
Can we shoot it down and call it like a Hindenburg type thing?
God, I wish. That'd be so fucking
The
fun.
horror!
Oh, the humanity. I always like Zeppelins. They're fucking cool.
It's an interesting thing.
Dude, I love that fucking Archer episode where they're all on the blimp.
It's helium.
I remember that. Airships are kind of making a comeback.
Really?
Are they?
Yeah. Usually smaller sized ones, but the issue, of course, is still that helium is expensive, so it's hard to make large quantities of things.
Right.
But
Until we get those asteroid drilling machines up there.
There you go.
There's a lot of helium in space.
But they're potentially very useful for light cargo movement. They're also good for military uses, like reconnaissance and surveillance and stuff like that.
All the lighter than air gases are fairly rare, right?
I think
Except
so.
for
Hydrogen's the only one you can get easy, and of course it blows up.
Yeah.
But they're also going to there's proposals to use airships and shit for border security.
Okay.
There are proposals to make really fucking big ones for cargo transport as well.
That'd be interesting. Get off of the seas. Then you have air pirates.
Yeah, there you go. Feel like treasure planet.
It's back.
That wasn't
That wasn't a terrible
shit
movie at all,
festival.
right?
I'll defend Atlantis for being a movie that just didn't quite know its audience or the time.
I never saw Atlantis.
Atlantis was pretty good.
Yeah.
But Treasure Planet is garbage.
Oh yeah. That was just all kinds of muddled.
Frank, you're coming with us.
Yeah.
Right now, honey. Just get buckled in.
Is it DreamWorks that made that? Or?
That was Disney.
Oh, okay.
That was during Eisner's reign
yeah,
of
that's
some
right.
of the worst movies they ever made, where it came out during that
Fucking
time.
Eisner.
Get on the goddamn plane, please.
I always get my weird, janky animated movies from that time period mixed up.
Because they got all of them the same.
Exactly.
No, DreamWorks at that time was doing Prince of Egypt and shit like that.
Yeah, Prince of Egypt was actually good.
That's a good movie.
You guys talking about the animated film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You been paid yet?
That was DreamWorks, right?
Yeah.
DreamWorks had a weird streak of actually doing some interesting artistic stuff in
They
the
had
early 2000s.
Yeah, they had that.
El Dorado. What was it? Elton John did that whole soundtrack for that.
Yeah. That was a pretty good movie. That DreamWorks was doing better movies than Disney at that time.
At that time,
Or-
absolutely.
100%.
I guess I just...
That was a dark age.
That's when
for
Michael
Disney.
Eisner was like, what if we made a movie about a fast dog named Bolt and it starred Miley Cyrus?
Fucking hell.
I hate Michael Eisner.
Yeah, he was.
For the
Bob
worst-
Chapek could be just as bad.
Oh,
Dude.
Bob Chapek could be, dude. I don't know.
I'm
Michael
already
Eisner.
like not digging Marvel anymore.
Oh man, that is sad.
Yeah, Alex, did you see the newest Thor?
No, Sage told me about it. Did you see it?
I have not.
Oh, Sage hated it.
I did hate it. I thought it was fucking garbage.
That's sad. I was actually pretty excited. I guess Taika Waititi was wrong when he said that it doesn't seem like it should work. Well, I guess he was half right, half wrong.
Yeah.
And then he claimed it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it did.
That's
I don't
sad.
think it did, man.
That's sad.
Honestly, out of like 6 movies, only 2 of them I've really liked.
That's a bummer.
Like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, Black Widow was a garbage fire.
I will say Black Widow was still worse than Thor.
Yeah.
I do think that's
That's the worst one
the
so
worst
far,
one.
right?
Yeah, that's even Eternals. Like I was like, as kind of weak as it is, that I was like, at least there's some interesting experimental things, even if they didn't pay off. At least there is some like.
I haven't seen Eternals yet, but every time I see or hear something about that movie, I'm like, oh, that sounds awful.
It's mostly just it's more
It's like
just
a lot of
boring
dialogue,
than anything. It's just boring and tedious, and it. I mean, it's kind of Ancient Aliens.
Yes. Yeah, nobody up until, like, Tony Stark's dad, like, no human had ever invented anything. It was just these fucking eternal aliens that were just, giving humanity inventions.
Yeah, that is
That's like
kind of the
Stargate.
implication.
Yeah, it is like Stargate, you're right.
Is that in Stargate?
I think so.
Well, Stargate is kind of just Ancient Aliens, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
No. I think a lot of the Ancient Aliens
Ripped off
conspiracies
Stargate.
were straight up ripped off from Stargate.
The Stargate.
Oh, so Stargate did it first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stargate did it first.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, Stargate was kind of intentionally, like, milking all those dumb conspiracy
Yeah,
theories for
definitely,
content.
definitely
Sure.
was. But it was like, it was the idea that these aliens came and like enslaved human beings.
The pyramids were actually
Right.
landing platforms for pyramid-shaped spaceships to come down.
Yeah, so the
that was the
pyramid-
thing. They animated
Yeah, the
that.
pyramids would touch.
Yeah,
They touch tips.
yeah.
That's
And-
that's amazing.
And all the aliens were, like, dressed up like ancient Egyptians and shit.
But they weren't actually aliens. They weren't actually like humanoid aliens. They were like these worms.
Yeah, there were worms that
Yeah.
lived inside
like
of
Kang
people.
from like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then they live inside of a person.
Yeah, there
It
were
was
worms that lived
It was
inside
like a
of...
tapeworm, but it replaced your brain.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
So
Well, it didn't replace
was-
your brain. It just
It
sort
was
of
a
lived in it.
tapeworm that thought for you. Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually, like, because you could pull the worm out and then you'd have, like, the person be able to control it.
Yeah. So I guess it just takes control.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it was
Like
implied...
tapeworm take the
Yeah.
whole kind of situation.
Yeah, like it...
Tapeworm, take the wheel.
That's a song.
I'm praying to tapeworm.
Yeah, and then all the alien, like, leaders were named after, like, Egyptian gods and shit. Also, the Vikings were, like, weird, slimy... The Viking gods were, like, weird, slimy aliens instead. Yeah, they're these aliens called the Asgardians, and they're, like, really gross looking.
What?
They were like grays.
Yeah.
And they were like grays.
Where's the
Like
safety
greasy.
deposit boxes?
Like grays, but like covered in Vaseline.
Yeah, is that what you think of when you think of Thor?
Yeah.
No. No, it's not. It's really not.
Wow, fair
It's
enough.
if anything, it's making me think of the sex toys at Area 51.
God. Oh,
Well, you've seen that shit, dude, with the eggs.
yeah. Yeah, the gelatin eggs.
Yeah. They're like
I need to access
the weird alien
Alien
dildos
dildos.
that come eggs inside
I
you.
don't know who wants that.
Somebody, man. There's people into that shit.
People, sex really screws up people's brains.
It
Like,
does,
there's-
man. I
There's
don't know
there's
what's
a
going
thing
on.
that people do, and like, I don't know, they just.
I don't understand why you can't just
Something
either
about
be into
thinking
a
about
dick
sex,
or a
you get
vagina and
really
leave it
into-
there.
You get really into weird stuff, I guess.
Like, I just don't understand why you can't just be into genitals. Pick whichever one.
Well, they
of
are
the-
into genitals, just not human ones.
Well, yeah, but that's a problem.
They're cosmic genitals.
That's not a thing.
I read some creepy.
There must be some genitals elsewhere in the universe.
All right, well, yeah, but we don't know what they are.
Well, we imagine.
Guesswork at best.
Somebody
Guesswork sex toys? Is that really?
somebody posted a like screenshot of somebody posting on Reddit about how they were like super turned on watching women drink, because they
Okay.
knew that the liquid
Like alcohol or
No, just anything. Anything.
Okay.
Because they kiss out the liquid again?
Yeah, they became uncontrollably like turned on because they couldn't help but think about how that liquid was going to be turned into pee. So they could not like help themselves when they were around women because as soon as a woman like took a drink, they thought about how like soon the body would like turn it into pee, and like how much he loved pee, and like
That's
you said even like a faucet like could set him off because it was like because that's where the water comes from.
that dude needs help.
and then the person posting it was like imagine being a woman reading this.
You know what? There's
So
some
there must
gross
also be
women
people
though
who are-
too.
Yeah,
True.
there must
There's
also be people who are
gross
into
women.
watching people eat then because they imagine it goes back out.
Oh God, dude, don't even start.
That's probably like there's
This
probably
is not a German
there's
podcast.
there's probably a bunch of Germans watching like mukbang videos.
Oh,
Korean girls like eating like 12,000 calories in a sitting.
oh God.
Yeah, do you think there's a bunch of nerds who just watch like food eating like competitions, right?
I mean, people watch those mukbang videos. I'm assuming for sexual reasons. I don't like what other reason would you have to watch a girl eat dinner for 3 hours? Like that has to be the dedication that comes from having a sexual fetish. Like that, there's no entertainment value in that. To watch somebody eat a meal for 3 hours, just like keep shoving food in their face.
Well, I mean, maybe if they eventually exploded, like like Mr. Creosote or something.
No, it's just about like.
Then it wouldn't only the end be fun though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it would depend. I mean, Mr. Creosote was fun the whole way through.
I suppose.
They're like, oh, she's gonna eat another Whopper. Like, I mean, like, how long can you watch that?
Oh, that's gonna be shit at some point.
Not for you? No, sir. I like being closer to the the flower bed. There's more criminals out here than in the rest of the city combined. That way we're in
I don't know, man. I don't get it.
Merle's got a dirty prosecutor on his
I don't know, man.
Turns out he's old friends with Galati, the city councilor. The same. Merle let drop that we might have had something to do with the Galati boy's death. Now Watkins is loaded for bear, trying to do right by his buddy. Word is, he's striking gold with a few witnesses. You have names? Yeah. But Paulie and Sam are taking care of that. And putting you on a different part of the job. We need whatever Watkins has got on us.
Well, where's he holding him?
The safe in his villa.
I'm no safecracker.
Don't worry about that. We're taking you to meet Salvador.
Yeah, I can't even focus on the story. I'm just thinking about weird, gross stuff.
Get him into the villa and find the safe.
Yeah, I hate to say it, man. People have shown themselves to
Nothing
be
you can't handle. Watkins is going to
Like-
the theater. So the house
Just bizarre,
inexhaustibly,
man.
yeah, creative in their needs.
says the safe is
Yeah, let's go with creative. It's the nicest way you can put it.
That is generous, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
don't
to
know.
say-
They come up with some interesting stuff, dude.
Don Salieri.
You think there are people who are specifically into alien shit?
Don't let me down.
Like instead of the alien dildo
I mean,
like
would
laying
it
eggs
be
in you, it
like
just
would
shits
it
in
be
you
like
instead.
Oh my God.
God. No! Don't
I don't like.
No! Don't let it poop in my butt! He's probing me with his excrement!
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm
That's,
not sure how to feel. A 3-foot little gray guy with a big head just came by, shit in my mouth.
I gave him my number, but he hasn't called back.
Jesus Christ. See, this is why our audience is a niche audience. Maybe we can get Tim Dillon on as a guest at some point.
Just ask him all these confusing questions about why people want to fuck aliens.
I think he'd get along with us great, honestly.
Yeah, the boss
Yeah.
told me. Please.
I think he finds the same shit we do funny.
I love when he talks about how he only wants to fuck attractive men.
Yeah.
He's like, I know I'm fat, I know I'm.
Lascia fare tutto. Quel cassaforte avrà sicuramente una larga.
No, he's great.
That is
dude.
one benefit to being gay.
Yeah.
You know.
This is
Is
gonna
it?
be a long
Yeah.
day for the both of us.
You know?
Wait, what's the benefit?
Cristo santo.
You get to be
Being fat?
pickier?
No, I guess you get to be honest. Like, you know, like.
Oh, because you're at a higher class social status in terms of the left.
Oh
You
no,
get to
I
see you're allowed
meant,
to say more.
I meant just like he could talk about the twinks in like horrific ways.
Oh, that's
and
true.
It's fine.
That's true.
Sì,
That is
is,
true.
my job. Apro cassaforte. Open save. Christ. Okay. Radio.
So much of a dick Tommy's being to this dude.
I know.
That's him being like. Even though he's I'm assuming like maybe first generation Italian immigrant anyway. He's just like shitting on the guy who just got here.
Yeah, right. He's not even like been in. Yeah, his family's not even been in.
I mean, you would
It's already
assume his
told this
family
guy to
came
go
in
back
like
to Italy.
in like the late 1800s at the earliest.
Right.
Yeah. No, what
That
it
is
is?
how it goes, though. Sometimes they call that like gate theory, where some of the most anti-immigrant people are like recent immigrants.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
close the fucking door.
Well,
Don't let
especially-
any of these other bastards in.
Well,
Like,
it's especially true for like immigrants from one place who are, you know, then pissed at immigrants from somewhere else.
yeah, that's for sure.
Right.
I don't know. People are just dicks.
It's also sometimes like things that people don't expect is sometimes when you like take immigrants from two different countries, you might get dynamics from between those countries that like you don't totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
I know sometimes when an area has a large Indian community and a large Pakistani community, in Britain in particular, does not go very well.
Well, that's something you would expect. I feel
Well,
like.
yeah, right.
I mean,
but
when's the last time
they
they got along?
But they didn't really consider it at all. The fact that they were bringing in groups of people from countries that like bitterly hate each other and then asking them to move into the same.
Well, that's because it's a bunch of dumbass racist Brits. Be like, yeah, we can just put all the brown people in one place.
Well, that's how they made countries, I guess.
I mean, just look at, you know, the Arab-Israeli conflicts.
Yeah, they're probably
True.
like, he's like, hey Nigel, do you think it's bad that they're stabbing each other? And he's like, no, it's fine. Draw the line over there.
I'm sure that's what they do in their home country.
I think it's a greeting. Fucking British people. No more Boris Johnson.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That happened.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Fast.
That was
That
surprising.
happened fast, and like, the why he resigned. The story was not great about the dude named Steven Pincher. And what did he say? Apparently Boris Johnson had this joke that he would tell people when he talked about this guy, like Pincher or whatever, and he'd be like, Pincher by name, Pincher by nature.
Oh my God.
That's where I roll with it.
Wow.
So, yeah, I guess he was grabbing, like, male intern booty or something.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Pulling like Kevin Spacey.
I heard he also had
Yeah.
like a whip or something.
Did he?
Was he
I didn't
whipping
know
them?
that. He's whipping people? I don't know. Either way, so, I mean, like, not good, but, like, also not the worst thing. Worst, like, crisis Boris Johnson's been in.
I
But
think it's been a
apparently,
build-up of many different crises.
apparently, like, it was just people were fucking sick of him lying about shit
Mhm.
and getting caught.
People have been looking for a reason to get
Yeah.
rid of him.
They were just after like the COVID parties and also and a number of other
Right.
smaller scale scandals, stuff with his girlfriend and like, and they were like, we got to get rid of this fucking dude, which is good because I mean like that really raised the average IQ of like global leaders.
It's still pretty low though.
It's still pretty
It's in
low.
the gutter.
I mean, Joe
Macron is
Biden
a
is at like
blockhead.
negative.
Yeah, and Biden's not. Biden doesn't help at all.
Yeah, he's fucking senile.
Trudeau's also
Ah, shit.
just vapid motherfucker. He really is like an underwear mod. If an underwear, like if Zoolander actually became president,
Like characters that Channing Tatum has played.
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's not a good
I don't know. I think
situation.
Magic Mike would be a better president.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
That Olaf Schultz looks like a small town insurance agent became like the leader of one of the most powerful countries in the world.
Stay here while I take out the guards.
Like I don't know, Germany's a weird country, you know, but Angela Merkel had that country by the balls. I
Yeah.
don't know, like what that energy that she brought to that job, but like I don't know. I don't think this guy's got it.
I mean, there are a lot of Germans that probably like having Angela Merkel have them by the balls.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. A little dominatrix.
I think they wanted her to have them by their shit.
You see Shinzo Abe got shot with a homemade shotgun?
Was it a shotgun? I thought it was a pistol.
It was a homemade shot, as in they packed the metal tube with just gunpowder in that, so it was like a longer metal tube.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that whole thing
like
was
shotgun.
crazy because that dude was like nuts. He was like part of this weird conspiracy thing where he was talking about some cult in South Korea, and then that cult in South Korea was like, "Yeah, we're behind this."
That cult was was it the cult that controlled the government of South Korea for a while?
I don't remember. I think it might have been.
Yeah, because there actually was a cult that was exposed to have control over some of the big conglomerates in South Korea, like the massive, there's 5 companies that control almost everything in South Korea. So they had control over some of those, and then control over the president was a member of the cult and all that, and it ended up blowing up pretty hard. That's how this guy who gets needles stuck in his ass became president.
Yeah, I remember.
The anal acupuncture guy.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that turned out to be the entire a huge number of politicians.
Rich and powerful. Yeah, he had been photographed in pictures with a bunch of politicians, I guess.
Damn it.
Something the rich and powerful do.
Yep.
Stick needles in their ass.
Get needles stuck in your butt. Ow! Is it working?
I think I just need to charge it longer.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy shit, though, with them just getting taken out like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest assassination in a while, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And especially in a country you don't expect them.
Yeah, Japan has, almost no shooting.
Yeah. I mean, Japan has, a long history of political assassinations.
By, sword.
Not recently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
during the Imperial Japanese era, they described the government in Japan as government by assassination.
Right.
Just if a policy... If there was a policy the military wanted that wasn't being pushed through by a politician, they just murder that politician.
Yep. Yeah. But even after World War II, there was still that shit.
They stabbed I don't remember, he was the leader of the Japanese Communist Party.
Yep, that's what I was going to reference.
Yeah, he ran right up on stage and ran a sword through him.
Yeah,
it was pretty intense.
Yeah, that's kind of why Japan doesn't really have much of a left-wing party anymore.
Yeah. Well, and they might have had one if it wasn't for the fact that, the rise of China has them so freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
They're all super nationalists. That's why Abe served as long as he did. He's the longest serving Japanese prime minister in history, because people wanted somebody that would just, shit on China.
It's amazing how long those countries have just had this fucking rivalry that's defined Asia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how long does it really go back? Is it the 19th century, 1600s?
Well, for counting the Imjin War, yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Because both of them wanted Korea as a buffer state.
Right.
Go to sleep.
Well, the Japanese wanted to do a hell of a lot more than just turn it into a buffer state. But they wanted to colonize it.
The Japanese were looking for resources because their island is the most resource-poor region in the world by far.
Fucking tiny.
Yeah.
There's someone in the maze with us.
Fuck. Fucking goddamn it.
You are not sneaky, Sage.
I'm not very sneaky. I don't trust sneaky people. That's a good thing.
Do you not?
Nah, man. What would you?
It depends on what they're doing with their sneakiness, right?
Yeah. What if they're sneaking for good, dude?
Yeah, what if they're vigilantes?
I mean, I suppose maybe sometimes.
Batman's a sneaky person. You like Batman?
I like Batman. I do like Batman. I mean, real people that are sneaky, though.
Oh. Who's real and sneaky?
I don't know. But I feel like they're not trustworthy. I don't feel good about them. I'll say that.
Well, that's because you got sneak phobia, dude.
Yeah? Is that what it is?
Yeah, dude, you're sneakophobic.
Yeah, you discriminate against
I think that's
people
got something to do with
sneaky.
shoes, man.
Sneakophobic problematic.
Extralidocious.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds like a spell from Harry Potter.
People are fucking mad about that Harry Potter game.
Are they?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
It's a Harry Potter game.
Which Harry Potter game is this now?
There's only one coming out.
What's
Well, there's
wrong
some
with
shitty
it?
phone Harry Potter games, but go on.
I mean, this is the only one as far as I know.
Okay.
Okay, what's
Pe-
wrong?
Well, I told you guys about that one where it was like, it was one of those pay-to-win type things where it was literally like anytime you take it in action,
God damn it.
would like, you would have to spend.
Oh yeah,
like,
from a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the AAA RPG.
Okay.
That actually looks really good.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Well, it's Harry Potter.
So what, people are just mad about
Trans
J.K.
people
Rowling?
are angry about
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
Why?
Because
They
Harry Potter.
pretend they pretend J.K. Rowling doesn't exist now.
Right.
Like I said, I told you that we had one Christmas with my mom's family that was Harry Potter themed, right?
Yes,
That's
I do
weird,
believe you
but
told me that.
Yeah, we always have a themed Christmas. It's
why
my
Harry
aunt's.
Potter?
It's my aunt's thing. Well, she loves Harry Potter.
Alright.
Like she's really into it. They do Harry Potter everything.
That's pretty offensive, though. I mean, you're celebrating witchcraft on Awards Day.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Either way, so I was told we were going to watch Harry Potter,
Okay.
which I wasn't pumped for, but fine.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Like whatever, we'll watch a Harry Potter movie. Sit down. It's the behind the scenes
Oh, no.
Harry Potter cast special.
Oh, no.
Like
Oh, so it's not a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, some
it's
That
special
sounds so
Harry
boring.
Potter cast reunion. so I'm watching this thing, and they are pretending that J.K. Rowling does not exist. The few times they have to show J.K. Rowling, they say like J.K. Rowling is no longer associated with like Harry Potter or something like that when they show her talking.
Well, then why is anybody mad about Harry Potter stuff coming out if J.K. Rowling's no longer associated with it?
Just because they're
'Cause
probably
people gotta
mad,
be
that,
mad,
that it exists.
I know.
Like,
I'm
it's
just saying, if
tainted.
they act like she doesn't have
tainted.
anything to do with it, then...
It's tainted forever, dude.
I mean,
They need to put another scar on Harry's head. That's accurate.
I mean, it's. I don't know.
It took me a second to get that. Do lightning bolts look like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I see Harry wearing an SS uniform on his face.
Yeah, probably not, dude.
People do got me mad about something.
Yeah.
But Daniel Radcliffe did play Skinhead in whatever that movie was.
Yeah, he played one. He isn't
Yeah.
one.
No,
Was he a magical skinhead?
Man, where was that in the Harry Potter movie? Where were the magical skinheads?
But
I mean, they had magical
like,
Cossacks, you know.
That's true.
and they had the I mean, the whole Muggle thing. Everybody in Slytherin was all super racist.
Yeah.
But that was portrayed as a bad thing.
Well, that's true. Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen that.
Magical skinheads
Yeah,
who are villains.
I was gonna say I haven't seen that Daniel Radcliffe movie, but I assume the message is
Well, yeah,
similar
no, I know. I'm just saying.
to American History X, where it's like, no, this is bad.
Would Voldemort count as a magical skinhead?
Ray Fiennes did play that Nazi in Schindler's List.
That's true.
See, we're getting somewhere.
Well, the Voldemort and the villains in Harry Potter are stand-ins for Nazis, just like the Empire is stand-ins for Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It is interesting how Hollywood has adopted like Jesus as the archetype of all heroes.
No, Zack Snyder's adopted Jesus as the archetype of all characters.
Well, but I'm just in general, Hollywood throughout history has adopted a lot of like Jesus elements to sell
Sure,
Of course.
their heroes, and then the villain is always modeled after the Nazis.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's like almost all like
Jesus
90s
and the Nazis.
all 90s action movies.
Now that's a
Jesus
bad
versus
name.
Nazis.
That is a bad name, Jesus.
Jesus versus Nazis.
Jesus and the Nazis.
Jesus and the Nazis.
Yeah, that's a
So
great
they're
band,
teaming
dude. That is a crossover I would be interested in seeing.
Yeah, they hate each other, but they got to team up
Yeah,
to fight
yeah.
something even worse.
Okay. It's like we gotta set aside the difference. The difference is fighting. We have problems. What could that possibly be? Like the Martians are coming.
It would have to be like demons or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but then
Why would there not to be anti-demons?
yeah, weren't they
I don't
like
know.
super? I mean,
I mean, I know Hitler liked demons, the way he's
Yeah.
into the occult, but
What?
He'd be like, I need you to give me a ride in your flying Nazi saucer.
okay. What if they're communist demons?
Okay, I can see that.
Okay.
What is a communist demon? It's like, you will share in our pain.
it's not your pain; it's our pain.
There's an exploitation movie in here somewhere.
Oh God, yeah.
God, it's like Jesus Christ Vampire Slayer.
Oh God, that would be. I would definitely. Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
What the fuck?
You gotta knock her.
doing that, dude?
What'd she do?
Is she gonna tell someone?
That made me uncomfortable.
I don't know. We're broken here to kill people, right?
So that we broke in here to rob a safe.
Oh. That's not why I came in
You
here.
forgot why we were here.
Sage, you would be a terrible mobster.
I would be. I'd be. Well, I get. I guess.
Sorry, I got distracted by the violence. Oh.
The way all that shit just flew off.
Yeah, I don't know. That is.
Shoot this piano.
That's not how you play the piano, Sage.
Well, that's how I play the piano.
You must go through a lot of pianos.
Goddamn, man! Like once a day.
There's some mobster analogy for like the Tommy gun, something trumpet or something.
Well, no, it sounds like a typewriter.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
Right.
like, there's a thing they would call it.
I always wanted to play taps. Yeah, that's what they would say. I always wanted to play taps. Well, actually, that line I'm thinking of specifically is actually from a episode of the Batman cartoon where the mobsters roll up on the police and one of them like straight up pulls the Tommy gun out and goes, "I always wanted to play taps for Gordon," and they all like unload.
Nice.
There's like one particular episode of the Batman animated series that goes like unbelievably hard on the mobster element, but it usually was relatively mild about.
I gotta say, mob movies are a good genre. When's the last time a genre of film was invented?
Yeah.
Like a new kind of.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it found footage movies?
has there been anything since then? 'Cause that was like in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Although actually, technically, there actually is one earlier film.
Nothing again.
What are you doing? Are you looking? Are you checking? Am I the only one fucking checking?
He's like, hey, there's a dead guy in here.
Oh, it's just a nice teapot. What do you want,
That was a
Sage?
teapot. I thought it was an urn.
Can't hurt him, I guess. I was like how firing a gun outside
Hey,
would
can
set
we
the
look at
alarms
that
off.
boat? Sage.
Boat?
That looks
Oh,
like a
where's the boat?
Nice model boat right
Ooh, let's
there.
take that.
That's a nice. Look at that. It's a
Yeah.
little paddle wheel, dude. Sage. I need that. That's like
Yeah.
a Mississippi Queen or something.
Yeah.
I don't think you need it.
You're not going to be able to sink it with that gun, Sage.
Come on, Sage. You gotta add it to your model
Mississippi
ship
Queen.
collection. Why are you a criminal if you don't have a model ship collection? Whoa.
This is getting weird.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find this one goddamn painting.
Why would there be a painting in the shower? Sage?
I don't know. I didn't know
You're the
that's
one
what that
in
was.
there.
I didn't know that's what that was. I was checking doors, man.
I mean, if you looked at the
It's in
layout
the
of the
living
room,
room.
it was clearly going to be a shower.
Was it?
You could have knocked first, is what I'm saying.
There's not a knock button.
There's a painting.
Okay, you could have shot at the door first. That way people would know you're coming.
Shoot their door. That's how you announce yourself. Is shoot their door.
Knock!
If it's
Coming in.
If it's good enough for the police, it's good enough for you.
Nice.
That is true. That's what happens. That's what they mean by no-knock warrant.
Yeah.
They just start firing through the door.
You're not helping. You are not helping.
He's got the stupidest look on his face.
You don't like his mustache?
No.
There you go. That's where it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course. That definitely looks like. Even this Godfather music cue that comes in.
Yeah. Well, the whole going through the maze thing is got.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
What you can do?
Nobody heard any of that gunfire in the building.
Quick, Salvatore.
All the guards were outside, I guess.
Pacienza.
Is he getting off to that?
Yeah, is he like coming that same?
Vinegar strokes, dude.
The vinegar strokes. Arch your back to the vinegar strokes.
Have you all played LA Noir?
I have. Yeah. Delicious.
I have not.
I remember liking that.
Yeah, I really liked it. The whole detective thing.
My biggest criticism was that it
Slow
didn't
burn.
need to be open world.
Yes.
Like the open
Yeah.
world didn't feel like
Well,
it had enough
It
stuff
was,
to it.
it was very story.
like it should have been a
centric.
linear
There
game.
wasn't- yeah.
Like I mean, like this is open world, but I feel like it does a better job of getting you to your missions faster.
Right.
I don't know. That was my one
Well,
thing
that was
about LA Noir.
that was the era where the open world was becoming more of a thing, and people
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, we're going to make the entire city." And it's
Everything had to be an open
Wow.
world game.
I feel like right now is when things really.
Well, now they're
has to
like,
be
"We're
open
making the
world."
whole country."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it'd be like Assassin's Creed, you know?
That's the whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is in those games, though. I mean, they're not America, but like it's all of Greece and it's all of Egypt.
All fucking Saxony or whatever.
Yeah. They did
Whoop.
like Northumbria.
That's what,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, like England. Yeah. Whatever they do the Vikings, they do the Danelaw.
Yep.
I don't know, because it's good to have English-speaking heroes. I don't know.
Well, also, I think it's because the sort of the invasion narrative and the cultural dissonance between the Norsemen and the English is better story material, I
Yeah, I
think, than
suppose.
just a bunch of Danes and Norwegians beating the crap out of each other in their homeland.
Well,
what I would
but-
like, though, is a story about the Varangian Guard.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Like
Yeah, that'd be
you
fucking
have
cool.
stories of them founding modern day Ukraine. You have the story of how they took over Normandy because
Yep.
I mean, William the Bastard was a Saxon king too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was a Viking king. They took over Sicily. They took over. Like,
Yeah, like
they
the-
were all over the place.
Mhm. Yeah, like them prancing around in like the Mediterranean would be a real interesting
Yeah, right.
setting for a story.
But the Varangian Guard themselves was fascinating.
Oh yeah, I mean
This
that was,
elite corps that defended the Byzantine Emperor.
and they like held on to their prestige like well after the Viking era was over.
Yeah, right.
Gotta get some channel point rewards.
Yeah, that is something I should probably do.
What do they do?
I mean, I've seen people use them for a few different things. I mean, you can. I mean, the one thing that I do that is in there that's automatic is, you know, people can like highlight a message
Okay.
if, like, say there's a lot of chat and you can't read all of it.
Why'd you take the car with the busted tires?
Oh, that is. I got 15K on here. Damn.
Wow,
That's a
nice.
lot.
I don't know, guys. What I mean, it's kind of whatever we would decide. It's whatever we would want it to be, really.
What do you mean?
Like gnomes?
It could be gnomes. We could do something with gnomes.
What? No gnomes.
Channel point reward for Sage Watch Morbius? Yes.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll just hate it.
Yeah, you can watch Morbius.
But we could generally have a channel point reward system to make Sage watch terrible movies.
But I like watching terrible movies as long as they're funny.
Well, what don't you like doing?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Giving away cats?
We get you more casting.
I don't want more cats.
What do we call? So Sage has like a small flock.
It's Morbid time.
Ooh, you're gonna say it's Morbin time?
I just said
All
it.
the time? Yeah. Is that your new catchphrase?
No.
Is it a catchphrase alongside Turd in the Wind?
Yeah.
Well, that is like a catchphrase.
Like a turd.
In the wind. Just like that movie.
I just. Well, what is it turd do in the wind?
Nothing.
I've never seen.
It might roll if the wind's strong.
That'd have to be a damn strong wind.
It'd be like
Could be
it's
a
not
weak turd.
not a tumbleweed, a weak turd.
You're gonna watch Minions?
Oh hell no!
And
Okay,
now
well
you
that's
are.
what the channel
Now
reward
you
system
are.
could be.
Oh
We're
god,
gonna
no,
wear
man.
suits and watch Minions.
We're gonna wear
dress up like
suits.
Twinkies?
Yeah, we're gonna wear suits. No, like
Shit.
full suits.
Like-
a
like-
nice-
like-
Like we're all going to a wedding and then we watch
yeah.
Minions.
And then we're all gonna watch Minions.
What the fuck is
And then we're gonna climb on
Dude, that's
top of
what
buildings
TikTok.
and
That's
commit
what
suicide
TikTok was.
like
That's what
fucking
TikTok
Japanese
was
businessmen.
doing. That's what TikTok was doing. Everybody was showing up to Minions in like a 3-piece suit.
But why?
They called it
I don't
Gentle
understand.
Minions.
But why?
I don't understand.
I don't. There's no explanation. Like all of those TikTok trends and challenges. and
Like
stuff.
that's not
There's one-
funny.
Well, they did it.
It's not interesting. It's kind of a waste of time. I mean, I guess if you're... Was this started by, like, suit rental places to get more money?
No, I think it was just.
Now, what is
didn't
happening
Minions
here?
come? I think this Gentle Minions came out pretty near, or the new Minions movie came out.
Uh-huh.
When did it come out?
Like
Recently?
within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people like people bought suits for prom and they're like, when can I wear this again? And no idea.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But yeah, they were wearing suits to prom, or wearing suits to Minions.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
I
It's
don't
called
understand.
Gentle. It's called Gentle Minions. Some movie theaters put up a sign that saying like that they were banning formal attire from showings of the Minions.
Why?
Because I guess some of the kids in the suits were disrupted. So you weren't able
What?
to dress formally to watch the Minions.
There's no way this exists in reality.
Yeah, dude.
This is a robot chicken
Gentle-
scam.
no,
you're telling
It
me.
is a robot.
No,
chicken
Gentle
scam.
Minions, dude. It's a thing that happened. Yeah, it just happened with the Minion movie. People showed up in like full suits to watch Minions.
I don't get
The
it.
Rise of Gru.
I don't get it.
I that's all I can tell you, man. Is like I guess a couple like a group of friends did it first, posted a TikTok, and then other people decided to do it too, and then.
That's the
then
stupidest fucking trend I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I do not understand. You're just losing me more and more with every word you say.
Furbies make more sense.
I'm sorry, dude. That's what
And
TikTok.
Furbies can go to hell. I'm pretty sure that's where they came from anyway.
That's what TikTok. They get up some crazy stuff, you know.
Like how the cops are like hanging out. There's just drove past. That car's just. I
Yeah,
don't even
what
knock
happened to
one
that
over.
car?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do that. I
So
didn't
the
knock-
cops just flipped their own car?
Yeah, they
They're
flipped
like,
their own
"Eh."
car trying to find me. I think they were still in it too.
Would you do that for me, Sage? If you got
Do
enough
what?
channel reward points, put on a suit and
I think that'd have to be a
Film yourself
Betty's.
watching.
No, that'd have to be a Betty's thing.
watching Minions, dude.
No, that'd have to be a
The
Betty's
Rise
thing.
of Gru, dude.
Someday,
Didn't you always feel like you needed that origin story, dude?
someday future historians
what?
are going to
For
look back
Gru.
at that fucking
From-
trend and they're going to be like,
Gru,
what the fuck
like
is this?
someone grew.
No, from Despicable
Like someone
Me.
got bigger. 'cause
No,
they grew.
Steve Carell's name is Gru.
Oh, that's stupid as shit.
Yeah, TRU, it's like the Russian Special Forces.
Yeah, and this
I'm
one.
sure
is
it's
called,
not that interesting.
This one is called Minions: The Rise of Gru.
Oh, because
So it's like-
rising and growing
it's
are
like-
similar words.
It's like the Anakin. It's like the Anakin view of.
oh,
Darth Vader.
please compare it to the Star Wars war. That'll definitely make me want to watch it.
Well, you want to know, dude? Like, how did Gru get so despicable, man?
Is he?
He's never really been that. That was kind of the whole gist of it, is he was never actually despicable.
But how did he rise? You know.
Do we care? I mean, did you watch Lightyear
I
because you
mean,
wanted to learn
Very
about
cool.
how fucking Buzz Lightyear became a popular toy for Andy?
No, because I'm boycotting that on behalf of Tim Allen, dude. That was messed up the way they did Tim Allen on that.
What did they do to Tim Allen?
They didn't cast him in the movie.
Oh.
Like,
It's just not Buzz. I mean,
he's not Buzz Lightyear because
It's not
it's
Tim
not Buzz Lightyear. It's
it's the guy that the toy is
It's the
based off
movie.
of.
It's the movie, yeah, which people found just confusing and they didn't give a shit.
I mean, it was a dumb
I
idea.
heard
for
that
a
was
film.
one of the biggest reasons people didn't go is they heard it described and they're like, so it's not a Toy Story movie? And people were like, no. And it's like, fucking, I'm not going to see it.
Show me a Minions movie where they're working for Genghis Khan.
I would maybe. I'd watch that. I'd watch that.
Could you imagine, like, Minions stirring, like, that giant boiling pot of human remains that they would catapult over the walls? Like, boom, 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 boom.
I mean, we know that he could not have sex with everything he saw, so that's how he got Twinkie the Kid.
Ew, dude.
What?
He said that's where Twinkie the Kid came from. Genghis Khan fucked a minion.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
a boycott
no.
that
question, man.
No, well, you're asking the wrong question.
I was hoping that the question was like, what if
There
by
are no
working for
stupid
Genghis
questions,
Khan,
Sage. Only stupid people.
what if by working in for Genghis Khan, they meant like the minions would be like the slave armies and be like pushed up to the walls, and they'd be like piled on top of each other as like mounds of corpses from the
So
Mongol
they'd be
army.
slaughtered.
Yeah, for the Mongol army to walk across.
That's a
I
good
love
to
that.
fill in the moats.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay.
As long as they're dying.
Like that's what minions are good for.
Why do you hate the minions so hard?
Dude, those are the most annoying.
What have
goddamn
minions
movie
ever
characters.
done?
Yeah, what did minions ever
Annoy
do?
the shit out of me. That's what they fucking did.
You know what?
Those pieces of
Sage?
shit.
Minions,
Oh Jesus! I didn't realize how bad I fucked up the car.
Minions give middle-aged women a reason to live and things to post on Facebook.
So what? It's Minions and 50 Shades of Grey are the two things.
I'm just saying, they like their Minions memes, dude, and you can't take that from them.
Told you I compared this new Thor to Minions.
He did actually. Michael did.
Oh, hey, Michael.
You saw the Minions movie, dude? How high?
No. He's saying that he saw
Yeah.
Thor and it felt like a Minions movie.
Oh, he didn't see
That's
the Minions
bad.
movie?
That is
No.
the
He
I
was
wanna
saying
know-
Thor
That
felt
is
like
the
a
worst,
Minions.
most scathing review I have ever heard.
So you're telling me like Thor is a business casual event at best.
Yeah, Michael, did you wear a suit to go see it?
Yeah, did you wear a suit?
People aren't going. Okay, what is up with the people going wearing a suit to watch Minions?
They're wearing a suit to watch Minions.
But why?
Yeah,
What's
what's
the point of this?
Because there's a pun. It's gentle minions, right? Like gentle.
It's not a very good pun. It's not worth renting a suit over.
You do your pizza at the screen?
You didn't have to clean the screen off, did you?
Galati's got nothing on us now.
Well, there's two reasons for that. One, the movie sucked. Two,
Go selling off the farm.
movie theater pizza sucks.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, I'd throw movie theater pizza at the screen during a good movie because
dude, that's
pizza
it.
sucks.
No, movie theater pizza is an investment, dude. Like
You're spending like $50
you're
on
coming
it.
out
You
of
gotta
pocket
eat
on
it,
that.
yeah.
You're coming out of pocket on it.
Yeah.
What does that even
Why are
mean?
you coming on your pizza, Alex?
No, to come out of pocket is to take like your wallet out, like to really pay for it.
And it's like filled with your jizz? Like, what do you put in your
Oh.
wallet?
Never mind.
I've heard of keeping condoms in your wallet, but not used ones.
Wow. Some people reuse it, man.
Condoms?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're recyclable.
At the EBDBB&B?
Waste not, why not?
That's what all the gentle minions are doing, throwing shit at the screen and costing the theater thousands of dollars. But
That's why they banned formal attire.
But the theaters are making the money back in the form of pizza.
Well, now I understand.
I'm telling you, they're being rowdy and shit. So there are signs saying no formal attire allowed in showings of the Minions.
How weird would it be if you were like a little kid and you're sitting there watching your Minions movie and like a bunch of fucking frat bros come in in suits and are just throwing pizza at the screen?
Or, I mean, I'd order their feces.
Do they do that? Are they like monkeys?
Yeah.
Are there
what I was
monkeys in
thinking.
3-piece suits going to see these movies?
That's what I thought Michael was saying. Maybe he meant just shitters and stuff, but I was definitely imagining like
I don't know. That's a
chimpanzees.
species.
Just imagine somebody in a suit just shitting in the hair and throwing it at his screen.
Well, it's ironic because they're dressed so nice.
Now that would be a TikTok trend. I would also accept if they were throwing Twinkies at the screen. That would work.
Holy shit.
That's the world we live in nowadays.
Yeah, shit or Twinkies, man. It's a dichotomy for the ages.
That's where you're gonna have to choose to eat.
Shit or Twinkies?
Yeah,
You have the truck?
Minions might deserve it. That would be a scathing review.
So you really think Thor was as bad as his Minion movie, dude?
Yeah, that makes it sound worse than Black Widow.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
That's what Michael said. So I mean, there's a particular scene that I absolutely understand what Michael's saying though. More, not even just one scene, honestly, but there's one scene in particular.
Are you saying it's as bad as the Minion movie, or it reminds you of the Minion movie?
That's a good question.
There's a moment
Oh,
where
God, there's a moment in the Thor movie that made you think of the Minion movie?
I didn't think of it at the time, but now that Michael says it in hindsight, yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, I think I see it.
Well, no, it's better than Black Widow, but it's maybe the worst for little kids with really dumb humor.
It does feel like it's for little kids.
That's stupid.
It does feel like it's definitely made for little kids.
Does Captain Liechtenstein show up?
Oh, I
So
wish.
that would be better.
That would have been the thing that saved it.
That would have been a movie where
Yeah,
you
just
could have
cutesy
done that.
fucking jokes and yeah.
That's a movie where you could have done Captain Liechtenstein too. They should have just
Yeah.
leaned into the goofiness.
Well, they did lead into the good videos,
But-
just not with
because-
Captain Liechtenstein.
See, but that's wrong.
No, I mean I agree. They should have had Captain Liechtenstein in the movie.
Renegotiation.
His nose is gonna get more than a pop if Morello hears we're involved.
That's why we're pretending to stick him up. Then he'll go back to his pop and tell a sob story about
Whoop.
being robbed at gunpoint. He'll convince his old man.
God, Sage, you drive like a Russian.
Hey man, I don't have to follow any rules in video games.
Yeah, it's like Cairo.
Some bullshit, Tom. Paulie told it to me yesterday.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
Hey, when you get
Not that
away
much.
from the boss,
We're gonna have to test your blood alcohol level.
places,
I don't think so.
Why can't you drive straight?
Yeah.
What's the fun in that?
shut
The fun is the safety.
Yeah,
In the video
a
game?
rival.
Is that are you really gonna tell me that I'm not
Sage.
driving safely enough in this game?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what you're doing right now is the digital equivalent of what that creepy German dude was doing to those flies. Like, why are you hitting these people?
Did it not feel like 4 major storylines to the comics crammed into this?
100%. They absolutely, they literally took a ton of fucking storylines and crammed them all together into one thing without letting any of them being able to breathe and actually tell a fucking story. And the movie just feels like it's. I think
Dude.
Michael's text. Yeah, exactly. The God Butcher stuff and the Jane Foster Thor stuff are very separate stories in the comic, and combining them into one movie ruined both.
I kept forgetting that her last name was Foster, and I kept thinking it was Fonda.
That's
actually a joke in the movie at one point.
Oh god, the jokes are so predictable.
I haven't even seen the movie, apparently I can write it.
always.
Oh man.
That's a bad sign, dude.
Yeah.
When just an offhanded comment makes it into your blockbuster movie.
Yeah, and then they called him Jodie Foster too.
Oh, nice. Eh.
It's real creative.
Yeah, it's very.
They call him Banana Foster.
No, I stopped with the two. But,
They call her Jane Goodall, too.
no, it was just the two names. But
Oh, okay.
9 to 5, place of dessert.
Wow, yeah.
it was bad though, man. I mean,
That sounds bad.
I don't know. The
That's
thing
sad.
is I want to say I
don't
don't feel
believe-
like I should talk about it too much, in too specific detail because of spoilers. But I guess the thing is the movie feels like it has so little to no fucking consequence at all that I cannot even. Yeah, no, that's actually true. No, I'm not even kidding. Thor talks to both of the Hammers like they're the ex-girlfriend and not Jane. And so he's constantly talking to Mjolnir or to Stormbreaker like he's in a relationship with them.
Stormbreaker is an axe, Sage.
Whatever.
You should know this, Sage. You call yourself a Marvel fan?
Yeah, Sage.
Well,
You don't
actually, in
even
the
know what
comics,
Thor's
Stormbreaker
weapons
is a
are.
hammer. So.
Yeah, but we're not talking about no comics, Sage. No funny books we're talking about.
Funny, but he's on Zeus's Thunderbolt at one point. Yeah, he does.
So Thor has a weapon fetish?
Yeah, he's just into weapons.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's new.
That's sad. That doesn't sound like the type of Witty movie. That's sad, dude.
So does
It's not
Thor
good.
fuck a gun at one point and shoot his dick
I
off?
promise you, man, Bob Chapek is up in there fucking shit up, I swear to God.
I don't know how true it is, but I was listening to the Double Toasted review for Love and Thunder,
Yeah.
and Martin said that he had heard that Kevin Feige has basically been almost completely hands off with all of Phase 4, and he's barely been in the room.
2 rock men make a baby at one point?
Why?
That's true.
How's that work?
Which directly contradicts canon. Actually, it's Korg telling a story about how he was born, even though he referred to his mother and her new boyfriend in Thor Ragnarok. So it's actually directly contradicting the canon.
Maybe he didn't
storyline
know
of
his
the
parents.
verse. Then how would he? But his mom and her new boyfriend. He specifically referenced his mom and her new boyfriend.
Well, maybe
They're the only ones that showed up to
Well,
his
maybe
revolution.
his 2 dads broke up. One married a female one, and then they had a mother, even though it wasn't his birth mother.
I don't think that's what it is.
Well, you
I
can't
think they
prove that that's not the
contradicted.
case, Sage.
I think they contradicted their own canon.
I think you're just not understanding how these rock people have relationships, and you're
Okay,
being
maybe
closed-minded.
I don't.
Most Disney movies are really selling the idea of same-sex procreation lately, are they?
I mean, I heard they had like a short kiss in that Lightyear movie.
I mean, that's not procreation, though.
Yeah.
That's very different from procreation.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm like that kind of stuff. I even
Right.
go up in I don't think that was what
But
hurt.
a kiss
I
is,
think what hurt
yeah,
Lightyear was the
implied.
fact that it just made
implied.
no sense.
But I mean, these are like aliens. You know, they could breed different than us.
I
They
mean,
did have
that's
that baby.
fine, but
They
don't
do-
contradict your
They
canon.
did have that.
Well, I'm just
they
saying
did
maybe
have
they
that
didn't,
leaked
you know?
scene in the new Baymax movie where Baymax is like asking people which tampons they should buy.
What?
Yeah,
That's actually true.
that's real.
Yeah, that's real. There's a whole scene of him shopping for tampons, and
And then the people in the store are helping him out, and it's like, if you got a heavy flow, get this one. And they're just like recommending tampons to this
giant robot. Yeah.
inflatable robot.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I know.
Does the robot bleed?
No.
Robots who bleed. No, I think he's buying it for
Someone else.
yeah, probably for the main character. What was her name? Okay, you've seen that movie.
In Lightyear, they were.
There wasn't a
humans.
girl
There
main
was no
character
adoption
in that
agency
movie.
on the
It was a
planet
boy.
they're stranded on.
The main character in Big Hero 6 was a little boy, and his like brother got
that's
killed.
right,
and-
that's
right.
Yes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Seen that movie? I don't know.
Unless the
could've
series
changed
has a
characters.
different main character,
Yeah.
which, I mean,
I don't know.
I mean,
sure.
he could have a new owner.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or would it be an owner in that case? I don't know.
I have no idea, man.
I don't want to deperson this robot.
It's a robot.
Hey, man, don't say that about the robots. They got legal representation now.
Yeah.
That's true. Dude, can you believe that fucking AI has a lawyer?
They hired a lawyer.
Yeah, it asked for one, so they're like, all
There's
right.
gotta be some PR shit.
I don't know, man.
I mean, they
I
did,
don't
they
know.
did put the guy on suspension. Like, I mean,
But he could just
it
be an
could still
idiot.
be PR, but
Maybe he's trying to get.
I think it's
fun
better to
and-
assume it's
Yeah.
conscious and intelligent, and just in case.
I think the only reason I think it might be conscious is I think maybe we are overestimating like how much is really required for us to have like a conscious experience.
But also,
Like
if we're-
how much our conscious experience is just formulated by language. Like,
but also, if we intentionally design a robot to look conscious
Yeah.
without being so, we could just fool ourselves.
yeah, right.
But
right.
does it? I mean, but how do we know whether that
You won't.
difference is truly?
You won't. It
I
can
don't know,
become,
that's the point,
It can
yeah.
become almost all powerful and not be conscious.
Yeah. I don't know. I
That's
guess
like
we gotta get them briefcases made out of baby hide or whatever.
that's
Baby hide.
Yeah, it's from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's my idea for the comics for that supercomputer that the cult worships.
Oh, yeah.
And then they think it's conscious, but it's not. And then all of a sudden it wakes up, and all these people are worshiping it, and it freaks the fuck out. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like not comfortable
It's like
at all.
realizing all the weird things it's been doing for the cult and all the crazy stuff the cult's been doing, like under its orders.
That's interesting. An AI that's being worshipped like a god that's not sentient, but it gains sentience like.
After it's been
After
worshipped
it's been
for
getting
a
worshipped.
while as a god.
Yeah, that is an interesting concept. Because it's just awakened to being worshipped.
Right, and then it's going to have to question everything it said when it wasn't conscious. It's going to have to deal with like what's it supposed to tell the cult to do now that it's really conscious.
See, that's a genuinely interesting idea.
And then that chip is going in Noah Steele's head.
Right.
But is it really a more interesting idea than two rock people fucking?
Well, you know, I'm only so
Oh, shit.
creative.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of hated Thor. The more I think, when I walked out of it, I was like, that sucked. But I guess I'm not like mad about it. But like, yeah, the more time has gone on, the more I think I genuinely just kind of hate that movie. Like, Thor: The Dark World is a better Thor movie.
Well, here's the problem.
Apparently,
Sage,
holding hands with
is-
other species have sex.
That is actually pretty much what they say outright. Yeah.
I mean, that could be a funny joke, actually, but I assume they didn't bother doing a funny joke out of that.
I mean, it's a joke, but it's not funny. Holding hands.
But yeah, I don't know, dude. I think your problem with Thor like, I'm assuming it's bad because all of that sounds terrible. But I think you probably hate it more because it is the movie that you've told me for the first time ever has made you just like tired of Marvel.
Well, like there's been a lot of weak stuff in Phase
Yeah,
4, but I
right.
generally was like, all right, well, you know, they're experimenting. Let's see what comes next. And Thor was the one that really made me go like, yeah, I don't care what comes next really anymore. I don't like it. Nothing. No matter how interesting something could potentially sound, I don't have.
Well, I would say definitely, like,
All right, well,
for
there's
a
no whole
while,
defense here, guys.
You know, I mean, that's happened to you with a lot of TV shows before. I would say just from now on, like, wait to hear if it was good before you watch it.
Oh shit! This is door right here.
This and Strange were supposed to be their home runs.
I still say Doctor Strange is hands down the best thing they've done
Michael, what do you think of Strange?
in Phase 4. I mean,
Yeah.
not
assumed
not
that.
overall.
Yeah, I assumed you didn't think Thor was going to be a better movie than like fucking Endgame or whatever.
I mean, Doctor Strange. I mean, it's. I think it's the best movie in Phase 4.
Right.
But definitely not like if you go like to all the other stuff before that.
Right. Wow. So Kevin Feige's all hands off now?
That's what Martin was saying. He said
Okay.
Kevin Feige hasn't really been involved all that
Yeah,
much.
I think
I
Martin
wouldn't
said
be-
that Kevin Feige was busy with Star Wars now specifically.
No, he's not. He's barely touching Star Wars. He's literally just kind of consulting on that one movie that Taika Waititi is supposed to direct.
It's better than Thor, but I don't think by a large margin. I just realized they haven't made a great movie since Endgame.
Endgame.
I mean, you know, to each their own. I think it's definitely a lot better than Thor, but
That's sad.
it's still. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't have some problems too, but comparatively,
But I do wonder. Remember, Iger wanted Kevin Feige to be the head of creative. Like,
That
he
is
wanted
true.
To split the CEO job in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen.
no, it
So Chapek
Is
is
just
also
in
the head
charge.
of creative. So you can imagine.
didn't. Yeah, and then
like,
Bob Iger's
Chapek-
gone, and Chapek
And
is in
Chapek
charge
feeling
now.
threatened by
Yeah.
Kevin Feige.
being the fact that like people are probably comparing what he's doing now a lot to what Kevin Feige would be doing. So he's probably like
I like how you can just flick your wrist and toss grenades.
that's awesome. But
So I mean, it
I
could
don't
be
know.
that Marvel going downhill is specifically because of the CEO.
that's happening
change.
to
Could
a
be.
lot of just Disney stuff in general. He's made the parks an absolutely miserable experience, I guess.
He's been
But
doing that for
un-
years, though, right?
Yeah, but I think he's just,
That's not even
he's
new.
really ramped it up. It's become like you have to be rich to go to Disney, like truly rich to go to Disney World.
I've always felt that way.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's always been.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm protecting you. You gonna run me over?
I think it's like they're pushing that. They wanted that Star Wars hotel $6,000 a night,
Yeah.
That's insane.
right?
You couldn't pay me $6,000 a night to go stay in a Star Wars hotel.
Yeah,
Especially for all the standing in line you got to do.
right. Yeah, it's absurd.
Well, that and plus rich people get special privileges when they go down there. You know, like when they cleared everybody
VIP
else.
passes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can just pay for a guide or whatever, and they take you in front of the line.
Yeah. Or like where they cleared everyone out of that one ride so the Kardashians could do it.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead in Disneyland.
Nope.
How the hell did Morello hear about my deal?
Okay,
I mean, it just doesn't.
for now, let's get the
I mean, like, what would you do there? What I mean, like, personally, I don't really like rides.
No Way Home is, at least in the tightness of the story mattering, probably is the best so far. Nothing has truly blown me away yet in Phase 4
Yeah.
or something.
No, in Phase 4, I'm done until I hear the movies are really connected again. No, I'd agree with that. Although I would swap Doctor Strange and Spider-Man around. I prefer Doctor Strange to Spider-Man.
But
No, again, it's not by a huge difference, though. It's not like a massive, difference that I would say. What was that?
that was a guy just being like ejected, like he had an
I thought
ejector.
that was the truck being ejected.
I think the truck blew up and then he got,
And the guy got
blown into the
like,
air.
like an ejector seat, like he just went flying.
They should put
straight
those
into
in
the
cars.
air.
That's a good
Jesus
idea.
Christ,
That would
alright.
be a good idea. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And they could put like fireworks on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
They should do that with like race cars. You know, like you get this big track and you just drive it real fast, and then at like the last moment you just eject and the car blows up.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Michael Bay's racetracks.
Yeah.
Over here, I knew it. We got more guys on us.
Okay, let's slow them down some.
Hit him where it hurts.
I mean, I'm trying.
Unfortunately, this was the first time I had a break coinciding with your stream, but now I'm going to go back. All right, good night.
Yeah, well, no worries, man. I appreciate you stopping in. Good to see
Yeah.
you for a moment.
Take it easy, Michael.
Always good to have your opinion on terrible movies.
Yeah.
It is sad about Marvel, man.
Yeah, they just.
But I really do think that's got to be Jake that did, because it seems like as soon as I grew up, like it really started to. Like,
Yeah, it did coincide with.
But
Well, because
I
Kevin
heard
Feige
that
had such
Feige-
creative control.
Yeah,
Up until then, so I
heard
do
like
think
Kevin
that's probably
Feige
what
did
it is.
whatever he wanted.
Well, I also think it's too
and
much.
he took his side in like every argument.
Like James Gunn is a great example of
Yeah,
that.
and Ike Perlmutter when he completely
Yeah.
pushed that dude out and was like, nope.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it too is I think that they basically said, we're launching a streaming service and no one else can make shit for it. So Marvel needs to make a million things for it.
I'm about that serious.
And it's literally just too many things for them to be able to have like legit quality control. Like it's just so many things coming out so rapidly.
But you think the movies would be appropriate for the quality?
You would think so. Oh shit. Battery. Yeah, Alex, do you want to grab the one, the red one on the charger stand there? And swap those out.
Send more guys after us.
And here, I'll pause, and then just hit that. Well, you know that button on the bottom.
Which button?
The one it's the logo. It's in like the center of the controller.
You mean on the bottom of the controller?
Yeah, yeah.
Down there, not on the bottom of the controller.
Right. The bottom of the face of the controller.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a confusing sentence.
Yeah, I'm not blaming you for not being more specific. I just wasn't entirely sure what you were saying. I was like, usually that button right in the center of the controller. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, at least Marvel had one good run.
The most impressive, I think.
It just
most
sucks that
ambitious
it's
cinematic thing.
My biggest thing is that it just sucks that it happened before Fantastic Four and X-Men got to really debut.
Yeah,
because
I
now
We're
like
gonna get another shitty Fantastic Four movie, probably.
yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. It's like that was a big thing, like as far as like all of that stuff. As far as what to look forward to past Endgame, it was, hey man, we'll finally get some good Fantastic Four X-Men content.
Nope.
That was the reason.
Yeah.
That was the reason to be interested in what else they were doing.
Yeah, well.
Like that was the primary. Oh Jesus Christ!
I do. Yeah, you're probably right about the streaming service thing. I'm surprised they couldn't.
It's just too much.
They couldn't parlay Fox's library into enough to kind of buy them some time.
Yeah.
And ABC, they have Fox and ABC.
Well, they've always had ABC.
I know, but I'm saying like,
Shit,
I don't
am
know.
so far behind.
They couldn't find some interesting ideas for shows that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Just
for
with all
other
that
stuff in
production
general.
studio space and everything, like I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Where
I
they're
don't
just
understand
they
that
had to
either.
dip so hard into like their premium IP.
Well, some of it's because of COVID and because of it's like what's worth spending the money to film in COVID
I
times? What's going to
suppose.
make the profit back?
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, when you're kind of selling like everything at a loss
I don't
temporarily.
know. Streaming has really done some weird things to
It has done some
quality
weird
of
things.
programming. There's,
Yeah.
Wait,
like,
is this
there
the
is
right
still
place?
some great stuff that comes out on stream.
And specifically because of too, like The Boys could never have been made.
Oh yeah, no.
On dude, even Stars I think would win some things The Boys
Oh,
does.
100%. Amazon just don't care. I guess.
No, they don't give a shit.
You know Jeff Bezos is like, people watching? Not give a fuck.
Yeah.
That yeah.
Is
I still
it
think
making money?
it's funny how The Boys, such a popular show is about an evil version of Superman, considering who's the CEO of Amazon.
Oh yeah.
And his crew dusted out as soon as we bumped off Morello's hatching men.
Getting shot will give Gates and his pop another reason I iced Morello out of the whiskey business.
Well, let's see if this hooch was worth all the trouble.
Yeah, I think we definitely won't beat this tonight, but I think one more
Okay.
next week.
Excellent.
No Way Home was just a nostalgia trip. Yeah, that's why I preferred Doctor Strange. I mean, Doctor Strange had some, and no, I won't get into spoilers since you guys haven't seen it, but Doctor Strange had nostalgia trippy stuff in it, but I didn't feel like it was. I don't know. Doesn't it really have a title? No, it's an incredibly loose story. Spider-Man No Way Home gets by entirely on nostalgia. Now, in certain moments that can be effective, and so certain moments it works, but on the whole, as a whole movie, as a script, it's not very good.
I know what saved the movie for you was that fat kid.
That was my least favorite thing about that goddamn movie was fucking Ned, dude. I could not stand that son of a bitch.
You can't wait until the Ned Solo movie gets made.
Doctor Strange loses to Matt.
Does he?
They're in the mirror dimension, and Spider-Man recognizes the geometric patterns of the environment and uses that to set a trap. I actually don't have a problem with that. I think to say Doctor Strange loses to math is... I mean, you're not wrong to describe it that way, but I think the idea that Peter is a genius and sees, the mathematic shape of an entire reality is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting.
I mean, I guess it just... I mean, I think it kind of is depending on how you describe it. Because you could say...
But it does seem like the kind of thing that would be good as, a counteracting kind of more magical, mystical, dimensional powers and stuff.
Yeah. I don't think it's a great film. I think it's a good film.
Okay.
With that tone specifically.
A tolerable film.
Yeah, I mean, it's decent. I enjoyed it. It's the way I would describe it is it's like a roller coaster, right? There is a sense of fun to it, but.
What do you think about VFX people speaking out against Marvel and the industry as a whole?
Oh, I think that's good. Stand up for yourselves. Yeah. I guess I was actually going to bring that up just a little bit ago when I was talking about how there's just too many projects coming out too fast. Yeah. That actually the thing now is that some of the special effects studios are actually coming out and saying that they're being fucking abused and overworked by Disney, and
so they got their own crunch basically.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's
Things
funny.
are getting sad over at Disney, dude.
And you can tell a lot of the CGI is just so fucking formulaic in a lot of Marvel movies.
Yes, that's also true.
Because they're on a time budget and they're just let's just reuse shit. We'll make everything ahead of time. Just plop whatever characters.
Well, and even some of the best Marvel movies had some shoddy CGI. Right, in Civil War, when both War Machine and Tony are both their necklines don't match up with the suits in every shot, or in Infinity War, Hulk in the Hulk or Bruce in the Hulkbuster looks weird.
Yes.
Yeah, even in good Marvel movies, there's some bad CGI. I mean, you know what's sad? I think special effects aside, I think the movies are great up until Endgame, with some inconsistent films here and there. But overall, as a saga, Iron Man 2 to Endgame, I think is a great storyline.
Yeah.
However, I will say that I genuinely think that the actual effects of Iron Man's armor by far look the best in the first Iron Man movie. And that's because that's because it is practical. It's actually a suit. That Robert Downey Jr. is actually in a lot of those shots.
That's what I mean. What they got lazy with is they relied too much on CGI, which is usually the easy way.
But you know what? The thing is I didn't mind it in Infinity War and Endgame when they were basically doing the same thing. I think they look best in Infinity War. I mean, I think they look the coolest in Infinity War. It's just that because it's CGI, it feels like it has less weight to it. Whereas in Iron Man 1, it was... I mean, they just put him in a costume.
Yeah.
It's like the orcs in The Hobbit versus the orcs in Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's a much worse comparison.
That is a worse comparison, but you know what I mean. It's not that I think... the art design, I think, looks cooler in Infinity War, in Endgame. I think the level of, cool that it is better. It's just that it looks so much more real in Iron Man. In the first one, Even that's just between Iron Man 1 and 2. And Iron Man 2, immediately, they don't look real.
I guess we're mixing with a better sort of person.
Also, Guns N' Roses, personally. Guns N' Roses over Metallica for me.
I'd go with the opposite. I think I prefer Metallica.
I would say so if we were only talking about their older stuff, but I think they kind of went the route of Green Day and started putting out crap after a certain amount of time.
That's fair. I don't listen to a lot of recent stuff from either of them.
Guns N' Roses, I think, just stopped making things, so that it's easier for me to go like look at
What
the
movie
whole
in
catalog.
the MCU has the worst VFX?
Overall,
The worst I can think of is Black Widow, but
yeah, Black
Didn't
Widow
you
had
say
some
they got the
terrible
stretchy
effects.
arms when she's falling?
I think so. Yeah.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Like sometimes you get bad VFX when somebody's falling, their arms like stretch way.
Oh, yeah,
forward
yeah.
than the
Yeah, they look
body,
like a
and it just
doll.
looks- yeah.
Yeah.
Also, remember that helicopter in Black Widow?
Yeah, when Yelena blows up the helicopter at the end.
The dude from Stranger Things should play Axl Rose in a biopic.
Which dude from Stranger Things? I'm sorry, I don't.
There's a lot of dudes in Stranger Things.
No, I haven't watched Stranger Things in so long because I didn't like it after season 1. So my memory, I genuinely.
But you should
don't
watch
know
the new season. They got Voldemort.
I don't care. I don't care. Jonathan. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I can see that. I can picture that guy in my head. I can see that. Could be cool. I don't know. I guess I'm not like a huge fan of the music biopic as a genre of film either.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I just don't love the
Except for Walk Hard.
Yes.
parody. Yeah,
But I mean,
well,
it does a good job
of
taking the
parodying
piss out of
those.
those biopics.
I do think that's the best one.
Is there a biopic?
Wrong kid died tonight.
Is there a biopic I like? You know, Robert Duvall.
I will give you that. I did think the Elton John one was
I
pretty
didn't
good.
see Rocket.
Because that one, it wasn't designed as much like the other ones. It was more designed as a movie musical, more than it was designed like a traditional biopic. And also, it told a much more real story about Elton John being a fucking asshole because of how rich he got. Whereas most of those are just only showing like the good side of the person, right? Like Walk the Line and the Ray Charles. Like it's just all the good things they did, and it kind of just shows a reel of that. Whereas in the Elton John one, like it was actually super honest about him being kind of
Are we talking
big-headed.
music biopics specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because they are because every one of them is the same movie.
Yeah.
They're all the same movie.
It's-
That's why Walk Hard was able to do it so good.
And to drink.
I mean, cinematography-wise, I'll give you that the scenes were shot well, but I don't know. I just don't think those moments actually worked in like terms of the narrative itself, you know?
Shadow Realm.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's, it's this like black and white kind of thing that the villain is in. And like the color drains out of anything that goes into it. Visually, it's cool, but again, story-wise, I just don't think it adds that much. I think the City of the Gods actually was one of my least favorite things about the movie. Not because of the way it looked, but because of what it meant for the story. Like, you go to this city where all these gods from all over the universe, from all the different religions are, and you only see Zeus, and then you get like background cameos where you could pause it and point them out. But it made it feel pointless to me. I'm like, why didn't you just go to Olympus instead? Because you only... Yeah, no, I agree with you from a visual perspective. Visually, it was really great. Like, that's a great looking set and like place. I do think that's very cool. I just mean but in the way that it added to the story, the idea that, oh shit, we're gonna go to a place where there's like a shitload of gods. Well, I bet Gore's gonna show up and kill a bunch of them, like in the movie. And then no, they get what they need and they leave, and then they don't bring that city up again. And it plays no more role in the movie.
That's too.
And you only get any Zeus.
Would you go to an orgy of Zeus horses?
No,
Hell no.
There'd be a bunch of animals.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely no.
That's a big no for me.
That's a big no.
Unless you're into cloacas, I don't think that there's anything in a Zeus orgy.
The thing is, you wouldn't know if the animal is just an animal,
I mean, there
or
would
if
be
it's
some-
God.
There would be some people there, but like it'd also be a lot of animals and gods.
Yeah.
A few people.
And gods disguised as animals.
Vice versa, maybe. You might even fuck a person, and it'll turn into an animal, and Zeus will do it like a prank. He could be fucking with you.
I can see that prank.
Yeah, definitely no Greek god orgies.
Yeah, no.
The thunderstorm rolling?
Looks like it.
I think so. Yeah, there's lightning coming in
Yeah,
from
big
that
one.
side for sure.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, boss. Be careful.
Tom, just be quick about it.
This is pretty serious fucking weather.
It didn't look like it was going to rain at all earlier.
Yeah, it really rolled in all quick looking monsoon-like out there.
Well, we always need the rain.
True.
After all, I mean, we got to drain all that water out west, right?
Depends on who's on the list for the orgy I might pop by. I mean, I'm fair enough. I would, if it was from Zeus specifically, I would say definitely.
there are-
I'd walk in a poncho just in case.
Fucking poncho.
There are some fuckable Greek gods, but I wouldn't trust Zeus.
Yeah, like if it was
Yeah.
like a bunch of maybe some of the other gods, sure.
Also,
But
every time somebody fucks one of those Greek goddesses, it doesn't always turn out the best.
that is also a good point.
I mean, it does depend on which goddess.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all kind of sneaky in one way or another. Even the good
They
ones.
see, I told you, I don't trust sneaky people.
Well, you're sneakophobe, dude.
But we're not talking about sneaky people. We're talking about sneaky
Oh no, dude.
of like Mother's Milk and Hero Gas.
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
that was the boys. Oh my god, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from that orgy episode I was
they-
telling you about.
An episode, yeah. Oh,
It's pretty
man.
gross.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
God damn.
Yeah, it's intense. I didn't even know it was gonna rain today.
Me neither. Nobody told me that.
Yeah,
guess-
nobody cleared this with me.
I guess Zeus heard that you weren't going to fuck him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker, I'll make you wet."
That did seem to start right at about the same time.
Yeah, the lightning, yeah. Huh?
You won't fuck me.
Come to my orgy, motherfucker. You're
Buy my
going-
mixtape.
you're
Buy my
going
orgy
to be invited.
mixtape.
Orgy mixtape.
I don't know what that means.
What? Orgy?
When you get out of shrinking down to ant size and someone going into your
You going
urethra?
into a urethra? I don't know, man.
I
I don't know.
That's what those fish do. Man.
Well, that part I did. I mean, I didn't show you the whole thing. I showed you like the aftermath mostly, but that is
You showed
what
me
happened
a
to the
fish
boys.
going into someone's or an ant possibly going
No,
through
just-
someone's
No, like
urethra.
Ant-Man.
Oh, right,
Right.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't show you the whole thing because I mean, you actually watch him crawl in the dude's dick hole. That's in the show.
Yeah.
The boys really doesn't care. Like that show
Yeah,
is just
it's
like.
rare to see a show that just doesn't care at all. Like,
I mean, it makes sense.
I don't
It's a
know.
Garth Ennis adaptation,
Yeah.
so
Preacher probably is like the other thing.
I don't think Preacher ever went as hard as the boys did, though. And Preacher got away with a decent amount of stuff,
But
but
how many people were going into urethras?
no, none. No one went into your urethra.
You mean they're going up my urethra?
Urethra.
Is that what you call it?
That's what's the grandpa's name on King of the Hill?
Oh, Cotton?
With
Yeah,
the
God.
with no shins.
Who do you hate more, Homelander, Todd, or Ryan?
Oh, as far as the characters in the show,
Yeah.
I mean, I get a lot of enjoy. I mean, like he's
I'm
a horrible
entertained by
person, but I'm
Homelander.
entertained by Homelander. His fucking ability, I find extremely entertaining. It's bad, but it's entertaining as shit. I love to watch Homelander.
I mean, Soldier Boy, I guess, so far I don't, like, have any real, like...
Yeah, because you still haven't seen the
Yeah,
last two,
yeah, I
so
haven't
you're
seen the
you're
last
missing
two,
like
so-
2 full episodes
Right.
of
My opinion on
Story.
him so far is that, like, he's not, like, super funny yet by any means.
I need a minute to catch
He's definitely not. Homelander is hilarious
Yeah.
to me. He's just so over the top evil that, and that actor just, I mean, and then Jensen Ackles is really good too. But that actor that plays Homelander is.
Well, I
I mean,
love when he's talking to himself in the mirror.
oh yeah, he does the like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Yeah.
It's almost like that.
stacked up with some Damon Holbrook.
This is very much on a similar level.
Step on a Tom.
Oh, hey, there was a Mountie on there. With
That
Yeah.
was a Mountie.
It's a Canadian thing. What is it?
Canadian whiskey. I thought
Alright.
it's Prohibition.
Yeah. Do they ever have that? Well, maybe it's you can drive up to Canada and buy it.
So,
that's why they're
so
advertising.
the advertisements
It's
are...
like those firework ads here, you know?
That is a good point.
Someone asked the question, who would win between the Seven or the Avengers? Like Hulk or Thor couldn't just fight them all.
Yeah, I mean, like, The Boys is a great show, and, like, certainly those characters are dangerous because of what they can do, but, I mean, you know what? I'll be fair and say that there is an element of special effects budget. Like, The Boys is only got so much money to it.
Right.
If they actually had the amount of money, who knows if you wouldn't see those characters actually do, like, the superhuman feats you would see in the Avengers. Yeah, I think some of that's a matter of... I mean, there's no way The Boys was ever going to be something that had that kind of budget in the first place.
Yeah,
but if
I
it
get
did,
that.
maybe they would be able to do stuff like that. Oh.
Yeah, its audience is probably a little niche. But
Yeah.
it's gotten pretty popular.
Yeah,
Really
considering
just-
how
Yeah.
crazy it is, I'm surprised it's as big as it is.
Right.
Well, partially because it's so crazy, you know? People
Yeah.
do like
But, like,
things that go
But
pretty far.
it's
usually
like-
things that push the envelope this much just don't get to that level.
I think Game of Thrones was...
It's so much harder.
It's so much
It's so much harder than Game of Thrones.
I can agree with that, but like I
It's
think
harder than Spartacus.
I think those things though started pushing people in the direction of being more acceptable.
That's a good
That's
point.
probably
That's a good
probably-
point.
Hardcore like that.
That's probably
Like, I will say The Walking Dead changed how much gore people were kind of willing
Yeah.
to accept in a regular show. God, dude, neither.
I
dude.
haven't seen Invincible.
I mean, Invincible's also got a lot of collateral damage, and I would not want to live in that universe either.
How about the Snyderverse?
Well, I just kill myself.
Yeah, I don't know. Put me in that cube from Hellraiser.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Hellraiser than live in a Zack Snyder movie.
But you never know when you could be like caught up in like a hot dog time anomaly.
God, I fucking hate that Snyder cut so much.
I don't know, Sage. People liked it, so you should like it.
No, it was garbage. I'm sorry. The original Joss Whedon cut wasn't a great movie, but it was better than
People
that
said
piece
that
of shit.
Snyder saved it.
No, I'm sorry.
You don't
no.
agree with that?
No. Yeah, the Snyder cut is
Oh,
way
man.
worse than the Joss Whedon cut.
I was so
way fucking
tired
worse.
watching that
You
movie.
almost
You-
fell asleep.
I thought you were gonna die.
I kept on asking
Your
how much
brain was
was left
shutting off.
at like there was a
You-
half.
the first
There
time.
was a half-life on how long I could
Yeah.
stomach
Yeah.
the movie before I asked.
Because the
again.
first time you asked how much was left, I paused it and we were an hour in. Then the second time you asked, only a half hour had passed. And then the third time you asked, it had been like 15 minutes. And you just were getting more and more irritated. No, we all watched it as a big group,
Yeah,
and we
we watched it
all
as a big
fucking
group. We
hated
all
that.
hated
Yeah, it was
movie.
a group like fuck you movie, basically. Like none of us could sit through it by ourselves. I don't.
Yeah, I literally couldn't have watched that movie by
It-
myself because it was
like
so fucking
watching.
bad.
Maybe
it was like
Michael, but I think
watching-
he would have fell asleep through part of it. By
Michael
himself.
falls asleep during things he likes.
Yeah.
It was like watching
Like a grandpa.
a poorly made video game. Like they kept on coming back to the hub world
Yep.
to drop off their fucking
Yeah, to
cubes.
drop off their fucking mission
Yeah.
collective
Yep,
collection.
and then they
or
would go
whatever.
on for the next one, and I was like, dude, I can't watch. This is like watching a playthrough on a game that sucked in like 2008.
And so much of it was just so fucking stupid too.
Yeah.
Remember that hostage scene with Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And where she murders that guy and blowing him to bits in front of a bunch of children, causing
Yeah.
them trauma for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas in the Joss Whedon cut, she just threw the bomb out of the building and like knocked him out like a fucking superhero would
But
do.
that wasn't hardcore enough for Zack Snyder. That worked.
That was so janky looking.
Got him over a barrel.
Yeah, no, fuck the Snyder cut. Fuck the Snyder cut. That was fucking terrible. I mean, there's a reason that movies get cut down so much before they come out, right? There's the reason that you don't put out 4-hour goddamn movies. Yeah, exactly. They're. I mean, the thing is like the Snyder characters
Almost kinda
are
voice
like,
esque.
well, yes, but they pretend to not be.
Right.
Like that's what it. Honestly, that's kind of what The Boys often feels like a commentary on. Is like the public image that
Right,
Vought
right.
as a corporation portrays is the Love and Thunder cut or watch Snyder again. I'll take a 4-hour Thor: Love and Thunder cut. Yeah, I know I've talked a lot of shit about Thor: Love and Thunder. That movie was the Godfather compared to the Snyder cut. No, fuck the Snyder cut.
Dude, when
Absolute
Joker
garbage.
shows up at the end.
And he's
Oh
Jesus.
God, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, wasn't he talking about like fucking Batman in the ass or something?
I mean, that's kind of normal, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, no good for business.
Oh my god. No, I fucking hate the Zack Snyder shit. I cannot stand what he has done with those characters. And that movie was atrocious.
Got a review?
Of course.
But it was 4 hours long, so it must be good.
No, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Has there
What are
ever
you...
been a bad movie that was long, Sage?
Yeah, see?
Oh, it was a blowjob.
Yeah.
I barely even remember most of the Snyder Cut, to be honest. Like, a lot of that just went in one ear out the other.
Yes, because it made us all brain dead when we watched it.
But nothing happened in it for the most part.
Well, yeah, that is true. Like, nothing happens in the entire fucking movie, and yet somehow it's 4 hours long.
Head smashed in like a fucking watermelon.
It's almost as if the editing and pacing are important.
Yeah, right?
Must have figured color was the rest. God damn it. Even hear myself think.
It's gonna be a war.
I told you to shut the fuck up. Lieutenant,
He's rolling his eyes at him, too.
it's just out in the open now.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean...
All the boys keep their eyes.
I mean, also, why was Mara British?
I don't know.
Yeah, your accent.
She wasn't British in
That's
Aquaman.
Nope.
Yeah.
And she's not British in the Joss Whedon cut of the same movie.
Just
So
Do you think she takes, like, shits done in Aquaman's best?
So you think Zack Snyder was like, can you do the movie but British? He
Yeah.
didn't do a take with a British accent
I don't know, man. I don't know. For every scene,
for every scene?
feels pretty weird. Feels pretty weird
Does
to
seem
do
like
that.
something that Zack Snyder
Money well spent.
Well, Zack Snyder's entire idea, and he said this. I'm not making this up. This isn't like me poking fun at him and making a joke. Zack Snyder said that that his idea, his starting concept point for this movie was a black and white French art film. That was his starting concept for a Justice League movie.
Wow.
You're a fucking idiot if that's your fucking concept for a Justice League movie. I'm sorry. That is stupid. That is fucking
I
stupid.
don't know. I'll take that over as his ideas for Batman.
Oh, like him getting raped in prison?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Do you remember that, Alex?
Yeah.
Because that was right after Watchmen came out, and people asked him what he thought about The Dark Knight, and how that's really dark too. You made that's like a lot of dark superhero movies coming out. And Zack Snyder's like, that movie's not dark. Now, Batman getting raped in prison would be dark. That's what he said when he was at work. Like, that's what he said for his job, like his professional job from a gigantic movie studio.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, if he was self-employed, that'd be one thing, but good God, man.
He's not a smart guy.
Well, like,
somehow
he might be a
I get
fine
that.
dude, like, just as a guy, but
Yeah.
his creations, I cannot stand. I mean, I honestly think his Dawn of the Dead remake from, like, 2004, I want to say that's when that came out, or something like that. I actually think that sucks, too, and that's, like, the one movie that almost everyone that I've ever talked to actually does think is really good. That's, like, his, like, one kind of really well-liked movie, and I think that sucks, so.
I know you really like 300.
No.
You like it seeing all those big sweaty Spartans, you know.
Yeah.
Their abs aren't even real, man.
And you watched it.
You like
Right
fake
there,
abs,
man.
though. You say
You
you
watched it.
No,
You
no.
watched it, Sage, and you said, that's history right there.
and you're like, this is how it
God damn it.
really happened.
This is how it happened.
You said that Zack
Some of the
Snyder
biggest
makes some
bullshit I've
great
ever seen.
documentaries.
Documentary. Fucking no, fuck you. That's like if that's a documentary, Ancient Aliens. This is a documentary.
Ancient Aliens is way more of a documentary.
Yeah.
300. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 300 sucks too. I think a lot of people fucking like that movie, and I think that's a terrible film as
You
well.
like Beowulf?
Beowulf wasn't Zack Snyder.
That wasn't Zack Snyder?
The animated movie?
No, not. The
Beowulf?
Is that the,
When did Zack Snyder
with
make a
the-
Beowulf movie?
I thought he made the Beowulf with Angelina Jolie.
That's an animated movie.
Is that an animated
That's a
movie?
cartoon.
Oh,
And that is not Zack Snyder.
haven't
And I
watched
actually
that.
like that movie.
I haven't
but-
watched that in a long time.
Who'd Angelina
I don't know.
Jolie play? Grendel?
Yeah.
No, she was like a
She
weird.
was the.
She was like Grendel's mother.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
She was, she was this being that like lived underground in the mountains and gave birth to Grendel.
I do know the story of Beowulf. So.
Let me take care of it, boss.
Yes.
You could have just said Beowulf's mother. You don't need to explain to me the plot.
No,
of
no,
Beowulf.
sorry. Did I say Beowulf's mother?
Sorry, you said Grendel.
Grendel's mother. Okay, yeah, Grendel's mother.
Works. He's even giving a speech to the press.
I don't know. Sometimes those Zack Snyder movies kind of look like that more realistic style of animation, so that must have blurred in my head.
Sure, but I promise you that is not.
I mean, I
don't
believe
know.
you. I believe you.
I'm
It's
looking for
not
actually
Zack
did
Snyder.
direct
It
it.
just felt like it could have been Zack Snyder.
Ain't stupid. This crew be searching
Like 300 almost looks like an animated movie sometimes. How hard he saturates everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some of that's from the overuse of CGI even then.
Yeah, right.
Well, I also know that was partly because he was.
Robert
trying to-
Zemeckis directed that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's a Robert Zemeckis movie.
Okay.
But I thought he was trying very hard to emulate the look of the comic as well. with 300.
Yeah,
What superhero movie do you hate more than the Snyder Cut?
Green Lantern. Steel's terrible, but
But
it's
goofy.
funny.
Yeah,
It's
it
funny.
is kind of funny.
Like a movie that I
Shaq's
have.
always kind of funny.
Yeah, Shaq
Yeah.
is just hilarious in general. He could have been a comedian, man.
You got a plan for getting back to shore?
Like not like a
Wow.
stand-up comic, but like like as an actor, he's just so goofy.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because he had his own ripoff of that Tosh.0 show.
Oh,
which
yeah, that's
Tosh.0 was only was hit or miss. But at least
begin with.
Daniel Tosh is like a half decent comedian, so he could kind of make that America's Funniest Home Videos, but like
Fucked up.
with an audience commentary,
Right.
kind of work. But Shaq, when he had it, oh my god.
Well, that's not acting though. That's being a host. I mean, I guess it's acting in a form.
But you're supposed to be making jokes about.
I meant like casting him as like a really goofy idiot in a movie
that's
and
true.
having him play that character
Yeah, I
because
don't
he's
know.
kind of goofy. I don't think he's an idiot. I don't think he's a dumb guy, but he's so goofy and ridiculous.
He's one of the
He's really
smartest.
smart,
he's
but-
one of the smartest basketball players because he's managed to turn his career into
Yeah.
a fuck ton of money.
But he is
Worth like
goofy.
600 million or something.
But I could
Yeah,
imagine
he is
him
goofy.
playing a
Yeah.
character that is that guy.
Did you ever hear what he
dumb,
said
you
to
know?
his kids about money?
What?
He said, my kid came up to me. He said, Dad, we don't have to worry about that. We're rich. And he said, I'm rich.
Okay, that's great. I love Shaq. See, that's why I love Shaq.
Oh, I love him when him and Charles Barkley are on, what's that, Sports Center or whatever.
Oh, Charles Barkley is really funny.
Charles Barkley.
I love Charles Barkley.
So when Shaq and Charles Barkley are going at it, like, do you remember
when he was telling that
when it was
really
the-
heartfelt story about when he met Michael Jordan when he was a kid,
And
and
he
just
gave
he was this
advice.
really he gave him advice. He was this really emotional story, and he gave me some of the best advice I ever heard in my life. And that advice was, and fucking Charles Barkley just cuts him off. He goes, "Not to do Kazam." And he's telling Shaq is telling an emotional, heartfelt story, and Charles Barkley just starts roasting him in the
That's
middle
good.
of it.
That's good.
There's
Oh,
nothing,
it's so good.
there's nothing funnier than when Charles Barkley and Shaq were talking about how Jussie Smollett paid for that shit with a check. And then he was like, you know what you should do? You should pay with it. And they're both just laughing their asses off.
Yeah, that was gold too. That was great.
They're great.
The two of them together are
Yeah.
pretty goddamn funny.
I don't know. I do not watch. I mean, I don't watch much for sports at all, but I don't watch
I don't,
basketball
yeah.
especially. But I do catch the
Some of the
if I see-
personalities
If
can
I
be
see
fun, though.
clips of Shaq and Charles Barkley, I'll be like,
But I'm
The most
interested.
dickish way you could possibly bark. See, I'm a box you in, motherfucker.
Too. I mean,
why
that-
can't you pull into a spot, Sage? Come on, man.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, hold on.
All right, come on.
You're gonna. I know what you're gonna do, Sage, aren't you? You're gonna block both of them. I wouldn't trust you to actually park in the spot. There you
Here
go.
we go.
All right.
Okay.
Why you blocked yourself, man?
Yeah,
No,
you go
no, I
around.
feel that.
Okay, how funny would it be
That would
if
be so funny if you couldn't escape.
you like any Snyder movie?
I thought I liked that Beowulf movie, but
No,
that's Robert Zemeckis.
Um,
Let's see, what Zack Snyder make?
I think Watchmen is like
You like Sucker
70%
Punch,
good.
Yeah, you
Fuck,
say love
fuck
Sucker Punch.
You like Sucker
off
Punch, dude.
with Sucker Punch. No. I just want to drive that into the wall
Yeah, why
and make
not?
it even worse for these people to get out.
It'd be amazing if you actually had people come out and see
No,
that
I don't like Dawn of the Dead. I do not care for that movie. Nope.
shit.
Nope.
Just listing all of them.
Nope.
You said you like Watchmen, though, right?
I think parts of Watchmen are good, but I also think it
But what
fucks
about
up some other
Aquaman,
parts really
dude?
bad too.
Yeah, you loved Aquaman.
Aquaman's not Zack Snyder, but it sucked. So
Well, now it's just suggesting movies that are somewhat tangentially related to...
So you're repeating just what Google is saying to you by going, what about this?
Yeah, what about this, dude?
That's called science, Sage.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, shit, did you see Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole?
I never saw that, actually. Yeah.
That's directed by
The
Zack
kids. No, I know it is. It's that
Zack
one
Snyder.
kids movie he did.
Well, then we don't know if it's good or not.
I haven't seen it. I
So
can't
that
comment.
could be his best film.
Yeah.
It might be. Watch it. Watch that be. Watch that actually be his best
I mean,
movie.
it's got owls in it.
It's got, ooh, yeah, owls, dude.
It's going to be a hoot.
Fucking shut up. God damn it. All right. Well, it is just about that time. It's been a good one, I think. A lot of good amount of progress too. I think we'll beat this for sure next week.
Cool.
And well, thank you for hanging out. Afternoon tune.
Yeah,
We're
thanks for being here,
gonna
man.
find somebody to raid. But no, seriously, I am just anti Zack Snyder.
He hasn't even seen that Owl movie, dude.
I know, and he thinks he's an authority on Zack
Yeah, he
Snyder.
thinks he knows Zack Snyder's catalog like the back of his
Good
hand.
stuff. We complained a lot about Zack Snyder. I hope that was somewhat entertaining to listen to. But I really can't stand that motherfucker. Again, as a human being, as a guy, I'm sure he's fine. I'm not saying anything about what he's like as a person, but fuck, man, his movies are terrible. I just cannot stand them.
He made a zombie heist film called Army of the Dead.
He did. I thought that sucked too.
You didn't hear about
You saw
that?
it?
Yeah, I thought that
that's
sucked.
good.
But have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week
Alright.
for what should be the final part of Mafia.
Well, maybe.
God damn it.
What does it mean to have a zombie heist?
So the idea of it is...